Good evening, radio fans, and welcome back to another episode of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite. I'm the host, Robert Tamburo, and joining me as always is the star of the program and the man who has a beautiful turnaround in this episode. A surprising twist that warms everybody's hearts almost as much as his eye has been warmed by the shampoo he got into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Eastside Dave McDonald.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for that wonderful introduction that I was sure was never going to end. It is Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite, and Robert's not lying. I told that to him off the air. I didn't want him to spill the beans on the air that, yes, every single shower I've taken lately, shampoo and soap has gone in the eyes. And it's now intimidating me from taking showers, which is further becoming a problem for the residential area, for the job interviews that I go on. These showering experiences, and then the non-showering is making me look like more of a lunatic than I already am these days. I am excited to be opening the windows here at the Jersey Shore for this episode. But then I realized once I do that, then you're going to have, everyone's going to hear everything that we're doing here today, Robert. They're going to hear lots of fun, but maybe a little bit insanity. And then they go, oh yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy who's always yelling.
We're trying to get rid of.
And I'm like, I'm not always yelling at people. I do podcasts. I'm yelling about people.
Yeah.
Star Wars people, radio people, sports people. You know what I do. I bring the passion, I bring the energy, but we're bringing fun and smiles today because we had just an absolute epic Tales from the Satellite, the last episode, which was Eastside Dave versus the Midnight Rider at Ron and Fez's Big Ass Bash. It's a mega 4-hour episode. You've seen it, I'm sure, by now. If you haven't, what are you doing? You're nuts. Because as I pointed out, we were able, and I give Robert the credit here live on the air, we were able to find a shitload of fan videos of the Big Ass Bash, which, like I said on the description, was, part WrestleMania, part Last Waltz. Like, Anthony Cumia comes on and sings a song. Dawn sings a song. Earl sings a song.
It's almost like it was a musical.
Sang a song. Fez did It Makes You Fez. And we have the footage. Is it grainy as shit? Is it like 240p? Shit to the yeah, man. People were using 2002 fucking Blackberries, but I don't give a shit. The audio is synced up and the audio is magnificent. So you check it out. Watch the video. It's spectacular. We put it in as much video as we could find. We put it in there. But today, we decided after that absolutely triumphant episode, we would tell a little bit of a prequel, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to Star Wars it up in this bitch. But before we go any further, I do want to say to those fans who did capture those moments, even though it wasn't 240p, like, thank you. And thank you for posting that. I wasn't a fan at the time. I couldn't experience it live, so I get to live it
absolutely
through your grainy footage. So thank you. And thank you for letting me see.
Footage is grainy as shit. And for some reason, I think it makes it even cooler. You could somehow like see that like Ron and Fez 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it was a fucking madhouse. The Opie and Anthony channel. It was a circus. When people are like, those are the best times in radio, they're probably telling the truth. It's just times that I'm not sure you can recreate. But you can always bring the passion and the energy. That's what Davey Mac is doing today. That's what Robert's going to be doing. We're going to go. Since we decided to give you our huge magnum opus, episodes 4, 5, and 6, we're going to go back. We're going to Attack of Clones this thing. We're going to Revenge of the Sith this thing. We're going to tell a prequel. Well,
we're not going to Phantom Menace this bitch, just to be clear.
No. Yeah, we're not Phantom Menacing it because we want people to actually tune in and enjoy. I'll say Revenge of the Sith because there's a very, very dark side turn. The way Anakin Skywalker went to the dark side, there's without a doubt a dark side turn by someone on the Ron and Fez show. That's for sure because of scandal after scandal before the Big Ass Bash, and that's what we're covering.
Honestly, though, there's also like a Han Solo twist to this one too, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we will, baby.
And maybe the Star Wars isn't the perfect metaphor because there are several stories that all lead up to this event that we may look through that particular lens of leading through it. So today what we're looking at is the ticket failure that led up to the big ass bash. Because if you're having a big ass event, you need fans and you need to know who has tickets to be there.
The ticket failure as perpetrated by Black Earl Douglas. That's why I was talking about going to the dark side, because Earl could have been the Obi-Wan Kenobi. He could have Master Yoda'd this thing, and if the thing went off without a hitch, would have gotten all of the credit. But instead, right out of the gate, there was a ticket scandal, and Earl was in charge of predominantly one thing, the tickets. And there was a massive ticket scandal that yes, nearly sank this goddamn amazing live event. I'm telling you, there were times where everyone backstage, behind the scenes, before the event, it's like, fuck it, let's just cancel it. It's too complicated. Let's just cancel it. Forget about it. It's too complicated. We can't do this. We can't pull this off. And I'm saying everyone except for Earl had said that at one point. Like, now, fuck this. This is impossible. Nope.
We do hear some of that on the air. So you're saying behind the scenes, that was a serious conversation.
It was a very serious conversation multiple times, Robert, of, guys, should we really do this? Or, hey, why don't we just change it up? Forget about the wrestling angle, or, maybe we don't need the rider, or, all kinds of stuff. And then it was, well, we can't get anyone in the building because Earl's fucking up the tickets. So maybe we just cancel this fucking thing.
That's fair. Are you familiar with the Jar Jar Binks is a Jedi Master theory?
Yeah.
Where his whole fuck up.
Yeah, that's silly. That's silliness to me. But yes, I am very familiar with that.
I think, and this is a Rob conspiracy right out the gate. I think Earl Douglas 100% A, knew what he was doing, and B, set up not only himself, but everyone there for success.
What do you mean? So explain.
I think you have this huge grand vision. You're trying to pull off you wrestling the Midnight Rider. We talked about it. We saw how packed this show was. I mean, it was
sold out.
Long after
sold out. I think they said 1,200 capacity, and like we squeezed in 1,500 people.
Yeah, they literally, Ron was like, we cannot let anybody else sneak in.
We will literally were like, we might get in trouble soon. We cannot let anyone else in.
Anyone.
Yes, like, truly. I mean, there were people, a lot of people thought they could just do walk-ups, and we were like, well, we got to let all the ticket people in first, and then it was like, okay, I guess there's a couple walk-ups, and then it's like, I think we just let in like a few hundred walk-ups. We're over capacity. The fire marshals.
Better hope they're fans of the Ron and Fez show.
That's when you let a Hard Rock Johnny just try to figure it out. You just get Johnny do whatever they have to if you have to grease some palms.
Where's the secret exit out the back, Johnny? You distract them.
Yeah, I mean that's what a Hard Rock Johnny's good for. He's got those relationships, and maybe he'll be, it could be like, oh, come on, cut us a break and bring back your family here, your entire family next Saturday for a meal on us or something.
And that includes dessert because it's part of the meal.
Fucking A.
But so it did become a completely sold out event. But you also had musical act after musical act after musical act. Big wrestling, puppetry, ventriloquism, if you will.
Magic.
And what magic? Yeah, absolutely. And one of the key lines that they say is this is Ron and Fez's first real welcome back to New York moment, right? And so it's that's what they signed it as. So I think Earl went into this going, I think it's going to be good, but just in case it's not, they need a scapegoat. So let me make it seem like everything's falling apart. It's almost like when a girl.
Let me stop you right there. You couldn't be more wrong. This is all weird ass Robert Tamburo, the radio fan.
That's why I did preface it with that.
Creating some sort of bizarre fan fiction that has absolutely nothing to do with reality. Earl Douglas does not think like that. Earl Douglas is, let me put my head down and see if I can just get the job done as best I can and not get into any trouble. I just want to get the job done, and I don't want to fuck up, and I don't want to get into any trouble. As far as your like Machiavellian on air or characters or persona or if the show isn't good, I'll be no. If the show wasn't good, if the show was a colossal failure, Earl would have been jeopardy of being fired, probably. Not like this is going to be a fun bit where we're going to roast you and have a good time. It's like we're going to get a new producer now. Like
Boys.
that's the stakes of this. This wasn't, and no one's going to, with all due respect, this guy is not. He doesn't do characters. He doesn't do sketches. He doesn't do bits. I'm not insulting him. That's not in his wheelhouse. So we're not going to. So no one would ever let Earl like I'm going to create some character where if shit goes sideways, everyone blame me.
I don't even know if it was so much as creating a character, more so just an honest evaluation of abilities going, there's a good chance I fucked this up, so I'll take the heat instead of Ron and Fez. I love Ron. He's my best friend.
Well, yeah. But like that's always Earl. It's like there's a good chance I fucked this up. Might as well be tattooed on Earl's forehead for everything. Like that's not just the big ass bash. When something goes wrong on the Ron and Fez show, usually there's a good chance Earl fucked this up. Yeah. I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd be, betting, I'd be rolling the dice. I'd be putting the roulette ball on Black Earl. That's the roulette fucking thing I'd go with, the slot that I'd go with.
I mean, okay, fair. Because the show does open with Ron going, it's the man taking all the arrows and slings, Earl Douglas.
Sure,
how's it going, Earl?
Fuck it up.
And Earl goes, I'm surviving.
I'm surviving, Ron. I'm surviving. I survive. I am alive. Oh, nothing can I do.
He should have done that. He should have done or how about the Destiny's Child? Earl Douglas gets in a sexy outfit and shows off his ass.
I'm a survivor. I'm a giver. Earl, it's your dead grandmother here, Earl. Earl, are you singing Destiny's Child, Earl? Down here in hell, we look, well, even though we're down, we still look down on hip-hop and rap, Earl. Especially my boyfriend Adolf, Earl.
Ooh.
Honey, I love Hitler cock so much, baby. Baby Earl. You were so cute when you were a baby. I remember telling everybody he's going to grow up to be just like Denzel Washington. And you grew up to look like Shrek. Earl, disappointment is what it was. Can you adjust the thermostat down here, Earl? It's a little bit warm down here, Daddy. And when I'm getting trained by Pol Pot and Stalin, Earl.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we like to have some fun down here, baby. That's okay. Anyway, I'll see you later, Earl. I'm your dead grandmother saying, over and out, Early. Early. It's ironic. If I make your name into a nickname, it's something you never was. Early. Your name should have been Late, Douglas. Your mama should have called you Late, Douglas. Anyway, we're just having fun at your expense, Earl. That's all we're doing. Bye, baby.
One of my favorite things about Earl's grandmother is that she's like a celebrity down there. It's never just a random dude who was
Very
like
popular.
cheating on his taxes. It's like the stars.
She's very popular. Well, listen, she's built. Let me just say this. I seen Earl Douglas's grandmother, baby. She built like Mrs. Met. All right, like hello, trust me.
Big head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big head.
Shapely, real shapely.
I thought you meant like Mrs. Met with a giant head.
Well, yeah, she's got a big fucking head and then a big fucking ass, baby. That's the way the Douglas women are built.
It's weird Bobo's such a big fan of the Mets when he is literally built like Mr. Met.
Well, that's probably why then.
Oh, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, he's relating to the mascot.
It's weird because the Indians seem to hate when Cleveland was called the Indians. They didn't like the Chief Wahoo. They were like, we don't like it. That guy looks like us, but we're so far from the big ass bash.
Come on.
That's on me, Dave.
Yeah.
But you know what the good news is when we always talk, and sometimes you get frustrated with me.
You go, all the time, actually.
I mean, but you go like, Rob, you need to step it up as a producer. You're not very good as a producer. But then we talk about the Ron and Fez era and we talk about the producers there and it's like, oh, okay, I'm fine. So maybe we need to talk about
no. I wouldn't feel that good about yourself. If you're comparing yourself to Earl,
I'm not late.
That's true. You know, you're usually punctual, so I'm going to give you credit on that.
I pitch bits.
They're
not good, but I
true.
pitch them.
You have more creativity. I'd say on the technical aspects, sometimes I question, who's ahead with the technical aspects. I mean,
neck and neck, to be fair.
Last episode, you had to take yourself out of the first 15, 20 minutes because you were so pixelated, and I told you that before. And sometimes I tell you these things, and you just decide, well, let's do it anyway. And then you're like, oh, I'm really pixelated, Dave, man.
And we learn the lesson, and we come back, and everything's better, and everybody's happy. And you know
the
what?
Lesson.
We try not to make the same mistake twice. That's the difference. That's
enough.
The real difference between me and Earl.
I'd say you're a slightly better producer than Earl Douglas. I mean,
I don't like you had to use the word slightly.
I mean, you're not on my level. Yeah. And we just had Chris Pepper Stanley on the Davey Max Sports program. If you missed it, please watch it because it was fantastic. Are you thinking you're on the Chris Pepper Stanley level?
I like to think of you and Pepper kind of like Kobe thought of MJ, where he wants to be as good as him. Like he emulates their game.
Who's MJ in that scenario?
You and Pepper.
I'm Michael?
You and Pepper are Michael. Like you're on that
How
tier.
Can two people be one guy?
Because you're on that tier. Like you're the GOAT.
No. One person can be Jordan. Who the fuck is Michael Jordan? Me or Pepper?
It would be you.
All right, then give him a basketball player.
Pepper, I would say Pepper's a Magic Johnson because you always kind of think of him as like this straight and narrow. He's not going to be fun. He's not going to go with the bits, but then he's always doing the craziest, most fun, extreme things. It's not what you're expecting. He makes everybody around him better. The ultimate assist man.
Did you just say you're expecting Chris Pepper Stanley to be on the straight and narrow? I'd think that fucking Hunter S. Thompson was more on the straight and narrow before fucking Chris Stanley.
That was a poor choice of words, probably illustrating how bad of a producer I am. But
you're the comedian between the two of us. How can your choices of words be so bad sometimes? What I would say with Chris is, I would say he's like a Charles Barkley, like the round mound of rebound, and I say that as a compliment, not as a weight joke. But I would say he played with Jordan, right? Charles Jordan, played at the same time a little bit, and he had league MVP and has the charisma. So I'd give Barkley to Pepper, and yes, myself would be Michael.
And I could see Pepper just elbowing a Lithuanian for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they asked him why, he'd go, because fuck him, that's why.
Fucking A. He uses that body to box out, for sure.
But two great guys, and I couldn't be more thankful to get to learn from both of you.
Yeah.
I will say, Dave, you want to hear something funny? I did have a show on Saturday, and the audience was very rowdy. And
Where?
At one point, this was in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. It's some
a comedy show?
Comedy show, yeah. So I'm doing my set, and it got so bad. It was the point I looked down at my watch, and somebody went, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, just seeing how much time I have left till I can go to my car and kill myself, wake up back here and realize, yes, I was in hell all along." And that got the biggest laugh out of the night, just because I think they really wanted me to kill myself.
Well, congratulations.
It was a fun show.
It's an opposite of a Jonestown. It's an entire crowd who tells one person to drink the Kool-Aid and die.
Drink it.
Oh, let's do a reverse Jonestown. Let's have the crowd convince the evil leader to kill himself. Oh, that would work.
We should try that sometime.
Dude,
but anyway,
did you hear that? Oh, you know what? That's tangential. I'm just going to say they're finally making. I had told everyone, I don't know why someone hasn't made an epic movie or series on Jonestown. And I thought 20 years ago, Sean Penn would have been a perfect Jim Jones.
Ooh.
Now, because Jim Jones actually was only 40, 45. Now Sean Penn's almost in his 60s or is in his 60s. Bill Hader is going to write some kind of thing for HBO, I think, or just Bill Hader's writing a Jonestown thing. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be creepy. If Bill
Dude,
Hader,
I mean, do you know all the details of that?
yeah, I do. But what's funny is when I was a kid, I'm from Pennsylvania, so we have Johnstown, which was a tragic flood, and I would always get those two confused.
Oh yeah, that's
So I
weird.
thought there was a flood at the Kool-Aid factory that killed a town full of people for a while.
Fucking that shit. That is in terms of the cult leaders. Everyone likes to give it up to Chucky Manson. Okay, fine. Sure, I get it. He's the Mick Jagger of fucking, cult leaders and serial killers. You got to give it to this Jim Jones. You got to go and look into the Jonestown case. It's sensational. I've been fascinated by it for 25 years minimum.
Yeah.
I saw some in 1996, I saw some fucking A&E biography, and it stuck with me, and I never stopped thinking about it.
Well, that probably is something you should tell a therapist, not me. But I get it. I will say, what's the fun common denominator between both Chucky Manson and Jim Jones?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a 3-letter agency where they like to give people a bunch of acid and then see what happens to them. Both of those were MK
CIA.
Ultra. Yeah, both of those.
CIA. Yeah. All right. But back to Earl Douglas's brain problems and the potential
Maybe he got
that
MK
he has
Ultra.
to murder people.
Do you think he got MK Ultra?
No, if Earl got MK Ultra, he'd be a lot cooler. He'd be like Miles Davis, probably a musician, probably a trumpet player of some sort.
Ronnie B, I think we should kill them all. Helter skelter, Ronnie B.
The CIA tried to make me into a Manchurian candidate, but all I can do now is play jazz really well.
He's just the greatest of all time. So Earl is under fire. We hear he's sneaking in to Free FM at this point, so he doesn't have to talk to anybody. He denies this vehemently and keeps yelling, I walked through the front door. But I got to ask you, Dave, did Earl sneak in? Because that sounds like something he would do.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were doing both. Again, we were doing noon to 3 on the 57th Street studios of XM pre-merger. And then we were doing 92.3 K-Rock, Free FM, whatever, in New York, just a couple blocks away from 6 to 9. But here's the thing. Earl was used to going to the 57th place, watching the Yankees game because he doesn't want to pay for cable. So he'll watch the Yankees, he'll have a good time. If there's any, food that was brought in, there he goes. He's got a little supper for himself. And there was no one really there at the 57th, XM studio to tell us what to do. That's why it was awesome. That's why it really was like a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Whereas, as opposed to 92.3 Free FM, it's a legitimate radio station. A huge radio station in New York. It's odd when you're just sneaking in after hours when you're not supposed, you have no reason to be there. People are like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to,
Well, your television sets are just as nice as the ones on 57th Street.
Well, I think what he was being accused of is before the show, when he would get there to do the actual setup on Free FM, he wouldn't just walk through the front doors because so many people at the station had questions and stuff for him. He would kind of elude them and sneak in the back way to the studio so nobody knew he was there. Is that possible?
It's absolutely possible because when we would walk over, it would be like me, Pitsy, and then one or two of the interns, and we'd have the crates of all the stuff, all of our little radio shit that we would literally bring over from XM and then plug it into the place on 92.3 Free FM. And that entire and all of those walks, I never remembered Earl being part of our group. It was always me and Pitsy and maybe an intern to like a Lily or something. And Earl never was in our little, walkover group where we would have a little fun, talk some shit, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that is a possibility because I don't remember him ever walking with us.
Now, so he's taking heat from them for hiding.
Well,
Ron knows that.
You can't hide as a producer.
No, I completely get that. Now, the reality of what probably should have happened, and this is what you've taught me, is he should have gotten there an hour earlier than he usually did. Met with the people who wanted to talk to him, then an hour before the show, be like, all right, guys, I got to go take care of the show. I'll be back. We can talk again same time tomorrow. Instead of Like, because you do need that time. You're also there to produce for Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
So you do need that time, but instead of just hiding for that hour, not letting people know that's what
Well,
you
I
were
mean,
doing.
he
Earlier.
didn't have to. He was there already. It wasn't about being early because the show ended at what 3:00 on XM. So we just stuck around XM for 2.5 hours before we would then walk over to 92.3 Free FM. So I mean, like
So he had plenty of time.
he was there already, is what I'm saying.
Now, I guess the day prior to the audio we're listening to, he had to have the rider take over the board, which in the history of the rider Dave existence never really went great. I mean, most of the times it was okay, but a lot of times it was tough. I mean, as much as because this was before everybody had reinstituted the new system where it was easy to find the sounds. It was still the Earl system. So he was the only one who knew how to do it. And he definitely wasn't just keeping it that way to keep himself the only one who could use it. But so he's been pulled in all the directions. The other person, though, who's under fire is the current Free FM producer of the Ron and Fez show, who's in for the rider that day, Eastside Dave.
Davey Max taking some shots as well.
Some heat because apparently on the Opie and Anthony show, Eastside Dave decided to play a game where he put his penis in a cup and then showed them all his ass. And apparently you're not supposed to do that on terrestrial radio. That's more of an XM thing.
Oh, that's true. Well, they were simulcast. They were simulcasting.
So, and Fez makes a joke where he goes, Mr. Spanked Me has to get spanked. Like, it feels like maybe perhaps you were taking some of the heat for Earl by being like, oh, yeah, I was a problem too.
No,
Which
I mean,
sounds weird, but it's a trend we see through this episode.
I didn't think it was nudity on 92.3 would be that big of a problem. I mean, because again, it is, as we're all saying, it's radio. It's not like it's network television. So you know, you could just say Dave's ass is. I mean,
and I mean, for what it's worth, Howard had girls sitting on the Sybian.
I can't imagine that this was a problem, but I don't know. Sometimes shit got crazy when we would do the O&A crossovers.
That would make sense. And somebody had to, because as
right.
we talked about before, nobody on the O&A staff was going to do anything.
Oh, God, no. God, no. None of those guys are going to help out.
Not since they got rid of Pat Duffy. But anyway, what happens next is Ron, teasing the show out a bit, says, hey, Earl, did all the tickets go out? And Earl goes, just about all of them. And Ron right away goes, just about all of them, huh? That's not all of them. And Earl goes, I mean, we just got to check a few things off. And it seems like it's under control. In that moment, Ron obviously knows that Earl's fucking up, right? He's bringing this to the air for that reason, to put him under fire and light a fire under his ass. Is that how you would do things? Or would it be like...
Yeah. Yes, if Ron is asking you probably how's the situation with the tickets, he probably already knows the answer. So you might as well just tell him the truth and not try to do your little goddamn Richard Nixon Watergate scandal and cover everything up, because all the truth will be exposed ultimately. You can't get away with it. So this is already the signs that things are going poorly. And if Earl just got ahead of the situation, say, I'm having a bit of an issue. It's an early snafu, but I could use help in this capacity from 92.3 since it's their event. And again, technically this was a 92.3 event, not a Sirius XM event. He could have said, hey, you know, the big, humongous radio station in New York City that could probably spare a person or two, like to help me with this event? Maybe you could have them do that, you know? Nope. No. He was like, I want the tickets. I want to be like, here's the thing, Robert. You do what you are good at. And it's like, I never, ever, ever, was like felt bad because I'm not the type of producer who sits in front of a computer for 3 hours uploading shit. With all due respect, that job does need to be done, but it can be done by a chimpanzee. You don't need to use me. Honestly, Robert, would you say I'm an idea man? I'm a creative type. I am a creative guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you want to be using the Dave man in terms of creative shit. You see? I never even would want to. Like, I did a few fucking things. Yes, I did some rejoiners, radio bumpers, and radio intros, openers. I did some technical shit. Yes, I did. And I did some boring shit. But it wasn't what I was good at, and it wasn't what I was asked to do. I don't know why Earl wanted to do this ticket situation. It was like he decided, I'm going to prove that I can do it, when it's like, why? Why would you want to? Who would want to be in charge of distributing tickets to 1,200 people?
And like be the one in charge of choosing who gets in, who doesn't. Like you could put all that heat on a big radio station and not have to deal with any of it and be like, oh, blame them, not me.
First 1,200 names are getting these tickets.
Yeah. That's a perfect thing. We're going to find out a little bit more about how this all went down in the first bit of audio we play. I think we throw it there now, Dave, and let the audience catch up on some of the behind-the-scenes stuff in a minute. We'll be right back after this clip from the Ron and Fett Show.
Earl Douglas, still with us, despite the slings and arrows. Still, Earl Douglas, still part of the team. How you holding on, Earl?
Still blazing, baby.
How's it going, Survivor Man?
Have you survived, and will you survive past next Friday?
I will survive for a while.
I will survive. Right now, what we're talking about is, I guess, Earl's had a little trouble putting together the gigs, and it looks like Free FM. You can see it, Fezzi. I don't know whether you ever were in prison before, but when you're out in the yard and you start to see guys moving around, you can tell when there's going to be a shanking. And right now, you can see all the old-timers protecting themselves, and there's Earl's bare back is exposed.
Okay, so we're forming the shanking position here.
Now, you were offered Wiki's assistant on this. Wiki wanted nothing more to do than to run this whole gig, freeing you from the responsibility, Earl.
Yes, and I more than willing was to accept that.
More than willing to accept that.
I said, sure, why not?
Because you didn't line it up properly. Sure, why not did not work for you. This had become an Earl Douglas production, with Wiki purposely going, let's see how it works out. I can't wait to see how this one goes.
But at no point did I not refuse his help.
Did I not refuse
Did I refuse his help?
You needed to pull the whole thing together, Earl. You're letting things happen to you, brother. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. We said Sheepy's hanging with us today. It's your birthday, and where's your birthday party out tonight?
Iggy's on between 75th and 76th on 3rd.
All right, that was supposed to be a surprise for you.
Oh.
Now, I'm dying to go. Fez, you wanted to go, and I know Earl and Dave did, but we found out there is a party that the Hideout is throwing, so we'll all be going there.
Yeah, that's going to be at Bar 9. I really don't want to miss that one.
Don't want to miss saying goodbye to the boys.
With El Jefe and J-Dubs.
Yeah, nice rally for them.
You could go to both.
Yeah, it's on the other side of town.
Yeah, no.
Why wouldn't you have both over at Iggy's?
I don't know. It's Mikey Boy's fault. It's the first time Mikey Boy's ever did it.
Mikey Boy's fault.
It's the only time Mikey Boy's ever done anything. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? I just all of a sudden he even put sorry when he announced it. I'm like, why would you do that?
Wow.
I've never heard the words Mikey Boy and his fault put together before.
No, me neither. Normally it's thank God for Mikey Boy, who I hear is trying to swing in and save Earl at the same time, which, too kind. You'll be able to save him here at XM. I don't know if he'll be saved at Free FM.
No, that's a lot of saving.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that can be done at this point.
Now, it was also interesting to hear today that Eastside Dave creating problems for O&A over at Free FM with his disgusting display of cock in a cup and bare ass cheeks that somehow got on the Free FM airwaves.
Yeah, has to be the Spank Me Boy.
Yeah.
Just to cause more friction at Free FM.
Friction is what he wants. Ass friction. So everything over at Free FM seems to be exploding around us, Fez.
Yeah, exactly. Things are coming tumbling down.
And every time we turn around, it's one of our staff is involved with it. Either their cocks are in cups, disgusting to the terrestrial listeners, or Earl got caught running one of his many, many scams.
The under-the-radar boys who just don't want to ever cause any trouble have nothing but chaos around them.
Here's, and never call me an under-the-radar boy again, as long as you live.
I meant them.
Sean, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey,
yeah.
Johnny. Earl promised to get those ticket confirmations up by email. They haven't gone out yet.
Earl, have they all gone out?
Yes, just about every ticket.
Just about.
Yeah,
well, Sean's hasn't. I'm going to put him on a hold and let him talk to you.
Look under S for Sean.
Here's our... all right, hold on. Here's Al Dukes for us right off the bat.
I better get rid of the sexy music.
Yeah. Al Dukes, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Ron and Fez, how are you?
We're good, Mr. Excitement. What can we do for you?
Well, I was just calling to give an update on Earl's performance over here.
I would love to hear about it because I woke up this morning, and by that I mean 5 minutes ago, and got a very nice angry email from John Manelli.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was here with the promotions team who's handing out, distributing the tickets for you guys.
Right.
And Earl is lying that all the tickets have gone out because they keep asking for names and such of who he wants tickets to go to.
Right.
And he's providing the same 100 people over and over again.
Earl, why are you doing this?
That is a flat-out lie. There was a problem a couple of days ago, which we straightened out, but that problem was rectified. Every ticket will go out today.
Oh, God, cancel mine.
These are the people who send out the tickets.
Then yesterday, they told him they needed 100 names, and he gave them 14.
Earl, what are you doing, buddy?
And then the latest email I just sent to Earl was they told him they needed 110 names by what was supposed to be yesterday, but then they said by today.
Yeah.
And he gave them, we have 110 pair left. He gave them 250 names, many of which are located in Nebraska and Ohio.
That's not true either. I mean, and I said, I gave him everything. I said, I made the call this morning. I said,
Earl, why would the man make it up? It's Al Dukes.
We're big with the Huskers.
Well, I mean, at the same time, Free FM, they do have their feed there that you can go on the website and listen. Maybe I know some people are flying in. But, Earl, all you had to do was take care of this from the beginning. Yeah. And you told me after I got an email from John. Fez just tried to give John a call before the show started. You're going, absolutely not. Here's Al Dukes to say he's sitting in the office and it's not taken care of. Do you want to head over there now, Earl?
Yes, I want to straighten this out now because I'm shot. You wanted the breakdown? Here's the breakdown. I have tried everything to accommodate everyone. And everyone's breaking my balls.
No one's breaking your balls. They want this thing to be successful.
And I want everyone to show up. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have a great time on the 23rd. I will go there now and clear this all up.
I don't want an angry Earl coming over here.
What are you going to do, Earl? Are you going to come over like a madman, swinging and trying to burn the place down?
It's postal time.
They need a guy to basically, take these slings and arrows. Here I am. I'm offering myself up.
What is wrong with you? You're supposed to be running it, not taking the slings and arrows. Why can't you give them the... We had to stop the first day. We had to stop taking reservations, right?
Yes, that is true.
Now, this is 3 weeks later,
we had to slow down.
And those things haven't come out.
And we had to slow it down a little.
We didn't slow it down. We stopped taking.
No, I know. We stopped taking names. We got the names out, but then the failure on my part was that some names were dupes and triplicates. So... we had to straighten that out, and I had to go through that list all over again.
3 weeks it takes you?
It didn't take me 3 weeks.
First of all, if anyone ever sent me dupes, that'd be the fucking end of them. They would not be coming to the fucking show. That's just the way I play. Now, Al.
Yes.
Do you remember in the early stages when you guys asked us if we wanted to come over?
Yes.
How many, and you don't have to say anyone's names, but didn't everyone act like, now we have some fine producers for you. There's no reason to bring Earl over.
Yeah, we do have a lot of great people over here.
And nobody wanted Earl, and we dug in for him. And Earl, now you're screaming and running over there. You represent Ron and Fez.
I'm not going to scream and run over there. I'll calmly walk over there and straighten it all out.
Now, what should XM pay you today? Since you're leaving your post here.
No, they shouldn't pay me. They should not pay me.
For a week?
No, not for a week. For a day.
I tried to explain to the sales and promotion staff that don't look at Ron and Fez via Earl.
Oh,
They're
God.
different.
You had to have that speech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're already at that point. Do not judge Ron and Fez by their team.
Right. That they're great, very sales friendly.
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its colored.
Right.
Now, they also said, too, that no one can reach him or is able to... they say he doesn't come in the building until a minute before the show and leaves a minute after.
Yeah, some people say that he's, quote, dodging them.
I'm not dodging them out. I respond to emails. I respond to phone calls. Yesterday's show was a perfect example. I had to have the writer.
What are you doing?
I had the writer cover me for almost an hour because I was making phone calls and returning phone calls.
So should XM pay you for yesterday?
You are a satellite bargain, Earl.
You're not able to do your XM duties.
I mean, there were questions they said that had to be answered, and I tried to answer them.
But should XM pay you? When I'm at XM, I'm doing my XM business. When I'm at Free FM, I'm taking care of Free FM.
And I try to explain that, but they're always like, no, we need an answer on this, we need an answer on that. And
you're falling apart, buddy.
Today we found out, I guess you guys might be having a band.
Yeah, we got two bands.
Just found out today.
We just found out today. I told you this a while ago.
And an acoustic act or something?
Yes.
Yeah, engineering doesn't have any of that info.
How would they not have it?
This was a conversation we had, earlier this week. We had this conversation.
Earl, you're going to have to get over there and straighten this out.
Yes, I'm glad.
That sounds really bad.
Gladly.
Now, in the meantime, you don't care about the XM show.
I love the XM show.
I mean, you're leaving it. You're walking out on it.
I don't want to, but you know what? Things have to be done.
I don't know, Fez.
I'm not sure that I want him to come over right now because he's very angry.
I understand that.
And it sounds like there's a lot of people laughing in the background there, Al.
He reminds me of, like, one of those guys you're watching CNN, and some black guy goes to work and kills everybody.
Right.
Yeah, you see it on the security cameras. They have that video footage.
Hey, another thing, we're kind of over there at Free FM. We don't understand some of the dumps that take place, right? Alan, you're in charge of that?
Yes.
Shouldn't you be able to talk about things that you see every day?
Yes.
All right, I need to start using the word dog's asshole. And you see them wherever you're walking, no one's covering them up. And yet, when I say a dog's asshole on the air, I get dumped out.
It's probably the last part of that word that's the problem. Like you could say dog's ass.
I need to say asshole, because the dog's ass don't bother me. I'm talking about everywhere I walk in New York, I'm right in line behind a dog's asshole.
Especially those short-tailed breeds.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
All right, I am going to give a sharp knife and a gun to Earl and let him come over and work this out.
Please don't send him right now. He still seems upset.
And Al, tell people there, don't be dumb enough to hide under your desk. It never works during a Columbine situation.
Oh, they look. They find.
Now the girls in promotions are nervous that Earl's coming over angry.
I know.
So
tell them the truth.
Remember,
some black men rape. Get that out there.
I would just tell this to Earl. Although we have a lot of fun over here, it's still a business. So
it is still a business, Earl.
Yeah, Al isn't all laughs.
Right.
All partying and laughs.
Right.
It's called show business, not show fuck around, and don't tell anybody what. Now, Fez, you drew up exactly how the gig is going to be running.
Yeah.
Piece by piece.
we've been actually looking for that. The marketing and promotions team here has been looking for a rundown.
I have put that all together, Al.
Yeah, we don't have that yet.
All right, we're going to send Earl over like a madman.
Well, I'd prefer he cooled off for a little bit.
Earl, you need to smoke a joint or something before you go over?
No, I do not. I'm ready to go.
It's 25 degrees outside. The walk over should do it.
Why are you angry when you're the one who fucked this up, Earl? Are you angry at yourself right now?
No,
Why don't you call Wiki back and say, please come in and save me? I don't know what I'm doing.
Beg him.
I mean,
did you email him yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Did he respond?
No, he did not. But he called me after the show yesterday.
What do you say?
He's
Good luck, fucko.
No, the one thing you asked me to do for him, he's like, what does the et ceteras mean?
It's nice things. That's all nice things. All right, Al, we're going to calm him down and then send him over.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Albert.
And work on the dog's asshole thing. I'd really like to start
talk
talking
to the lawyers.
Yeah, get it past the lawyers. Run it past. And I'm going to send pictures. All right, take care, Al.
All right, thank you.
All right, there goes Mr. Excitement.
What if you
Al,
say doghouse hole?
Why are you going to start fights with the other fucking shows? Who are you to do this? Huh? Who are you to act like, oh, I'll come in and take shots at the other shows? Hey, Earl, your big problem right now is the fact that you don't know how to work and you can't work with others.
I do know how to work, and I know how to work with others. I don't know. It has to be me, because I'm saying things, and people will say yes and understand it, and then it goes right over their heads. And then it's just
how did they not know we had a band?
I sent in.
Here's what happened. And I'll let this out. I'm talking to Earl today, but who's that?
I thought it was ringing. It wasn't.
No, it's fucking Sheepy. He's going to be in here texting and ripping other shows. All right. He says to me, right away, Mikey's band is starting to hit him on the minor expenses like they always do. And that always drives places crazy.
Oh, sure.
Because they don't budget it. Earl tells everybody the band's free. And then, he's going, oh, and they want their parking paid for. And they need cords or whatever. So he's already driving fucking... He doesn't say we're having a band. He says there's more expenditures for the band than I thought of. And they're going, what band? We've got tons of professional bands that work from us. What do you mean? Mikey D's band. So they're already driving you crazy. And you said Hard Rock Johnny was complaining about them too, right?
No, he had mentioned before that usually when the band... I'm trying to figure out the line. He said the bigger the band, the less the problems. And... So usually with the smaller bands, there's always a lot more logistical problems and a lot more just overall problems in general. So
that's what he's getting with Crankcase right now. A lot of logistical nickel and diamond problems.
Constant problems.
The problem parade.
And again, I mean, I'm ready to straighten this all out. I'm ready to go over it.
Yeah, but that's not where you want to be as the producer. You sound like the crazy person saying that you'll take every sling and arrow.
No, because I'm getting them all shot at me anyway, so...
Earl, look at it from me and Fez's point of view. They did not want you, right?
Yes.
We said, no, we've got to have Earl. It's not right to go with 3/4 of a team, right? They go, he's terrible. He's awful. We can't have him in here. I go, we need to have him in here because he works with us during the day. They go, he's the worst. We know him from NEW. I lie through my teeth and said, he's changed. No, and it's a lie. I say it anyway. Because all the time Earl's going to want to be over there with you guys. So now, here's your first big test, and they're going, what did we tell you? Earl can't do this, and now he's going to be running over here like a crazy person.
No, I'm not going to run over here like a crazy person. I'm going to be rational, and I'm going to be clear, and I'm going to be concise.
Why wouldn't you have done this 3 weeks ago with them?
I thought I was clear. I thought it was...
Should we call and cancel the rain, cancel the...
No, we're going to pack this house out, and we're going to have a great time on the 23rd at the Hard Rock.
I want to get out of it, Fez.
I totally want to. They didn't even know we were having a band.
This thing has been Earl Douglas.
And Earl, on what Ronnie was saying, we also came to you and said, here's everyone's opinion at CBS and Free FM about you.
And you didn't care.
Oh, I totally cared. I then and now want to prove them wrong. I think they're wrong. I still believe in my heart they are wrong.
How come you don't know the sales staff?
I mean, because generally
it's been 7 weeks.
I know 7, but I know some of the guys at the sales staff. I don't know them all by name. One of my character flaws, and I admit, and I'm working on it, is that I don't know.
You told me Fat Guy and Baldy needed to talk to me and Fez, and I didn't know who you were talking about.
No, that is not the case at all.
And then you
Baldy.
said, then you go like this: Chinese chick thinks she's got somebody for the show. I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. You're like the fuckable one. She wants to talk to you.
Did not say
Earl, you're out of fucking
time.
control right now. You okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Did you bite off more than you could chew? Why don't you call Wiki for us and ask if he can come in? I see you over there. You're eating your antacid pills.
Yes, because I'm about to just completely...
Call Wiki and apologize why we're here.
I mean, I don't...
Give him a call.
Sincerely.
I never rejected the man's help.
Back. You know, I should be looked at as someone who's very courageous for doing this episode today, Robert, because I looked in my refrigerator and I don't have any waters.
Oh, my God.
And because I'm pretty sure that they're trying to kill me in this apartment, and I don't trust the tap water at all because I'm pretty sure there's poison in it.
Yeah.
So I only go to the Acme and get some bottled water. And you can't have zero before Tales from the Satellite. All right. You can't have zero.
Yeah, you should have gone and got some. But we do learn, so Earl was under the fire. And then a call from a Ron and Fez producer who, to be honest, prior to Earl, was probably the most hated producer of all time by the fans.
Who's that?
Al Dukes.
Al Dukes. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but by some fans, I was an Al Dukes fan.
I mean, to be honest, Al Dukes kind of walked so you could run. Like, he played the heel dry by refusing to do anything or refusing to be a part of the stuff. And then you play the heel really wet. Like, you'll go above, over the top, whatever it takes. And
right.
Really the same idea, just done by two different creative types.
It's done differently. I agree. Done to our personalities, pretty much who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Ironically, and Ron's brought this up before, but Al Dukes, the minute he left the Ron and Fez show and started working for other shows, was just loved by the fans. They loved everything about Al, and he didn't change his shtick at all. It was literally just the fan base liked him, and
yeah.
So it's very funny to see that. But
yeah, he brings. I mean, well, he has his fans and he has his haters, but the fans know what he's doing, and the haters are just like, I hate that guy. He with the monotone voice and thinking like, well, you're not getting it, maybe. But he's trying to irritate you, sir.
Oh, like, yeah.
You, like the guy who's very irritable about the monotone voice and the things that he's saying and being a contrarian, and stuff like that. Like, he's trying to upset you, and it's working.
My favorite would always be the refusing to, like, kiss the girl or to ask the girl out, because you get all these, like, borderline incel people being like, what's the fuck's wrong with that gay dude? And he was like, it was just so funny to watch how well he could get under these people's skin. But those same people, the minute he has now worked his way up to be in charge over at Free FM and calls in to give Earl a hard time, are on Al Duke's side. All those
that's
people
hysterical.
Who hated him for years.
Well, because at this point, Al was working at 92.3.
Yeah. High up
like
in management.
He wasn't working at he wasn't working on a show. He was in management, and that was very, very odd, kind of hysterical. But it was great. He called up to give Earl a bunch of shit, as he should have, because it made no sense that Earl's in charge of this ticket disaster.
Well, and so I do think it's a blessing in disguise for Earl that it's a former producer of the show who knows a bit how to give him a hard time on air, but still get the point across, and like knows we're playing some things up for air, some things aren't. You know what I mean? Like, yes. He gets the shtick, but at the same time, like, how bad and irritating do you have to be to turn all the Al Dukes haters into Al Dukes supporters as he's bashing you? Right? Like, the Stark line is divided because of how bad Earl was with these tickets, that all of a sudden, like, in wrestling terms, he didn't even need a pushover. This was the greatest.
No, I mean,
of all time.
It's just people don't always want like something like tickets. Like, people want to know that they're going to the event. And so now when your audience is hearing ticket issue, so now he's causing a lot of like anxiety with the listeners. So now they're going to double hate on Earl. Because they're like, fucking A, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to go to this thing. Fuck you, Earl. Make sure you do this. So You're getting a lot of that too. And so now you're getting a lot of people who are all nervous. And it's like, oh shit, Earl. Earl, this is a fucking bee's nest that you didn't want any part of. 92.3 they could probably get 4 or 5 interns to do this for you. That was my point.
Well, that's Al Duke's point too, is we've got the people. They're just begging Earl for a list. Like they just need a list of names.
He was like, no, I want to do it. No, it's mine. This is all me. Everyone's like, why? Let a more efficient machine take over the tickets.
Nope,
so
gotta do it. This is my job. This is my job. Me, baby. Late E. Douglas is gonna make sure that everyone gets these tickets.
Now, how long into working with Earl did you know that when he got that gung-ho of, I'm going to be in charge of this, no one else needs to have anything to do with it, that he was absolutely fucking up whatever that was and was trying to hide it?
Very, very quickly.
So, like, right here, it's clear as day,
very
right?
Quickly. Probably, when he threw me under the bus for taping the Yankees over O&A. We're supposed to tape the Grammys, and he had the Yankee game on. And the second that he didn't just straight up say that was me who did it. Like, that was me, Earl Douglas, who did it. And he let everyone else possibly get shit on them, like myself. And I was like 2 months into the job. And I was like, okay, all right, I see what happens here. This guy's over his head, and then the second something bad happens, he won't take any responsibility for it.
And that's what we find out's happening. Now, Al Dukes gets on the phone. Earl starts yelling at him. So he goes, I'm going over there. And Al goes, don't let him come over here. I don't want him over here breaking stuff, scaring people. And at this moment, Fez comes to life. Like, it is like old Fez is back because he is doing the bomb robot that Earl would have to talk to when he goes over there because they're afraid he's going to shoot up the place. And it truly is like the greatest gift Earl gives is when he fucks up. Fez loves to pile on, and it brings the old Fez out when he gets to just shit all over.
Yeah,
Earl.
I mean, there's something about that, but you can't like count on fuck ups. You can't count on that. And
I would say with Earl, you can definitely count on there being lots and lots.
But you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't go for that. No, people who listen, I think, to radio sometimes are under the impression that, it would be funny if like someone fucked up, or it would be this or that. No, you should always go for executing 100%. Because if you can't find comedy and creativity somewhere else, besides just mocking the same fuck up for yet again fucking something up, then you're not really that good. So we were always just hoping for smooth fucking, let's have a nice, smooth, build to the goddamn live event. Let's make sure the live event goes off smoothly. That will be fantastic. But so no one was rooting for that. But yes, if Earl is going to fuck up, then Fez would tear him to pieces, and that was always fun.
Now, I enjoyed that, and it is kind of like making the best out of the bad situation, right?
Yes.
If you're always shooting for the bad situation, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Tacky.
Perfect example is this.
Please.
If you're doing like a comedic song or something, right? You actually try to make the song as good as you can. Like, you try to do a good job with the song. You don't try to make like you're bad at the song on purpose. There's nothing less funny than that. It's like, and everyone can relate to this because I'll tell you, you go to like a karaoke bar, you'll have like people who try, but there's always that one friend. There's always that one dude who was a like former football player, or the one fat girl who, she thinks she's funny. So they go up there and they sing out of tune on purpose, or their shit is horrible. Or it's like, I'm going to sing Thriller. And it's like, it's just a thriller now. Like, and they're clearly like not going for it. They're clearly going for whackness. That shit is the worst. That's the worst fucking shit in the world. I just want to say that because I saw some Saturday Night Live sketch where they were singing badly on purpose. At the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live, there's some wedding fucking sketch. And what is the object of? Do you hear that noise?
Yeah, the fire alarm.
Well, it's not in my fucking apartment, Robert. It's outside.
They're
Do
coming
you want
to
me
get
to
you, Davey
investigate?
Mac. Yeah, we should definitely investigate.
I don't know.
Very distracting.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Oh, I just got. No. It's outside, Robert. I don't think I'm going to be. Hold on, Robert. I'm sorry about this. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Okay, Robert, it is a fire alarm. And you'd think somebody would fucking turn it off. So what do you want to do? You want to proceed or pause?
I mean, are you in trouble? Like,
I'm not in trouble, but it's going to be annoying for the audience. Can you hear it every time I speak?
Yeah. yeah, we can. All right, guys. We're going to give you a little more audio.
How about this? Let's play a little audio.
Yeah, and we'll be right back.
Let's play a little. This Earl Douglas, the spirit of Earl Douglas. We even talk about him, and our own show gets hijacked. He's like fucking Candyman, this guy. The goddamn fucking Black Beetlejuice. I'm going to call Earl Douglas Blackle Juice because we just fucking bring up his name. And in the first goddamn history of this show, we have some fucking, it's like Lost over here. I've never experienced a residential-wide fire alarm. I'm looking to punch in the numbers 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42 so that the fucking hatch doesn't blow up. I got Kate on my left and Jack on my right, and Sawyer over there fighting. There's stress. There's people yelling. Everyone's running around. I'm on fire, and the goddamn alarm it's still going.
There are wildfires in your region, so.
Well, this is bullshit, Robin. I suggest we listen to some good, fun Ron and Fez audio. And Robin, I might not be back here when we come back. I'm letting you know, because it feels like this fucking fire is getting serious. And I think I see the flames, Robert. I think I see the flames are coming for David McDaddy. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. So take off all my clothes. I am getting so hot. I'm going to take that clothes off. All right. Let's listen to some audio, and hopefully I'm alive, I'm dead, or something.
Just
but
not
at least
happy.
you won't hear the fire alarm.
We'll be right back.
I'm going to tell you a Fez story now.
Okay.
I'm going to out this motherfucker in a way that is going to disturb you and haunt you.
I can't wait.
So over the weekend, I have to call Fez. And I'm talking to him on the phone. And we're actually making, we're talking about things that we need to do for work, people that are booked on the show. We're going to be announcing another Unmasked after this one. I mean, since we've come over here to Raw Dog, we're just at a blind pitch. We did not expect so many comedians would want to do the show. I want to do it right away, and we cannot keep up with it. And Jeffrey Gurian is rushing in with people. People are going fast, and people are going Chris. People are being booked, and we don't even know if there's too many at the same time. It's become a madhouse, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, these are the kind of problems that you're happy to have. It's like having a bakery and the line is out, and down the street, and then you think, oh shit, how are we going to feed all those people? But it's still great to have a line.
We're selling cronuts here.
So Fez and I are trying to go over that. And Fez is not, he's not what you would call an attentive person as it is. So I'm trying to walk through this with him. And every once in a while I hear, eek! And I would keep talking to him, blah, 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 eek! 4 or 5 times. And I'm just talking like, Fez, here's what I need for us all to do. Make sure if you book someone, let Laura know. And she lets Chris know. Let Chris eek. Finally, I can't take it. I go, what the fuck is that? And he goes, what? And I go, I'm hearing like a click or a chirp. Like, it's fucking insane. And he goes, in the phone? I go, no, in your apartment. And he says to me, oh, that's my smoke detector. The batteries have run low, and I can't reach it. What? And it makes this chirping noise about every 40, 50 seconds. And I go, Fez, how long has this been going on? And he says, since I got back from Christmas vacation. He lives with a chirping noise that's so incredibly loud that fills his apartment.
It is a high-pitched chirp. Well, I think anyone knows what it sounds like when a smoke detector needs a new battery. I went to the super, got no response, and I have very high ceilings.
How high?
Well, I have like a step ladder, and that's not high enough to reach.
How high is what I asked you?
I would say they're probably 12-foot high ceilings.
How? You can't have 12-foot high ceilings.
I know I can't reach it on my step ladder.
You realize that you can go to CVS and get other step ladders.
Call a handyman.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go out and buy a tall ladder that I have no room for.
It's New York City. You can rent one. You've got to stop the chirping in your fucking apartment.
I have a ladder.
You could say to your super, if I don't get this fixed, I'm going to burn this apartment down while you fucking sleep in it. Fix it. You could take your shoe off and throw it at it and break it. You could take a fucking gun and shoot it. You can't live with a chirping noise in your apartment that has gone on for 4 weeks.
Fez, this is like a homeless guy would let this go by. You know,
this is the defining thing of your life, Fez, that a problem has to be solved. It cannot be ignored. This is something man understands. That you say to yourself, I'm not going to... How do you fucking sleep, Fez?
I guess at this point, I just tune it out.
Oh, my God.
You cannot tune it out. I heard it over the phone. It's an incredibly loud chirp. It's insanity. It's insanity. You're hearing that while you sleep. It's probably why you come in here nuts.
Yeah, you're not like getting REM sleep. You're just getting chirp sleep, which isn't sleep.
You're living like a worm as a fucking eagle comes soaring in to fucking take its life. That's what you feel all night when you're sleeping.
This is like torture. They'll blast music at dudes.
There's no way you have 12-foot fucking ceilings.
All I know is I have a step ladder that has 2 steps on it, and I still can't reach it.
Well, you couldn't be able to reach this on 2 fucking ladders, and we got what? An 8-foot ceiling here? Why do you have a small step ladder like that? Why won't the fucking super listen to you?
They don't answer their door.
You don't have who do you pay the rent? Stop paying your fucking rent.
That goes to a landlord.
Yes, you call the landlord and say, I'm fucking suing you. I don't have TV, I don't have heat, and there's chirping going on. I'm going to find out where you are and fucking gut you.
It's really piling up in that apartment.
You can't live like this. But more importantly, Fez, there cannot be a problem that you refuse to fix. That's not how life works.
Oh, my God.
You can't live with a chirp like that.
In the cold.
I hung up the phone. Well, as he tells me this, I'm about to go into the same rant, and I'll go, no, I'll save it for the air. And just let it stew in me. It was driving me crazy. Until I'm tossing and turning in my bed, fucking at night, thinking about punching Fez's fucking super in the fucking head. It's insane.
You know, it's going to damage your mind, having this thing go on all.
His mind's damaged. Can I get a what? What?
What?
That's nice.
It's a delayed what?
Are you doing Veet's job in there?
Sure am.
Hey, don't get off your ass and don't let that fucking kid handle your stuff. You're already shat all over the goddamn audience today and had Fez nuts.
And it's every minute, once a minute or twice a minute or whatever.
I heard it every 40 fucking seconds,
Holy
dude.
shit.
A loud, crazy. So much that during a 5-minute phone conversation, I started yelling, "What is that?" Like I couldn't stand it. And he actually says to me, "What, is my phone making a noise?" No.
He doesn't even know. Oh, my God.
That's how much I've gotten used to it and tuned it out.
Yes, but you wonder why you can't concentrate.
You're just at a war with technology. You're at its mercy.
No, just the one building.
Your life is just unmanageable. I know that if you would let Polo move in with you, you would have had these things fixed.
At least you'd have
You would
silence.
have had a man to say, "I'm getting this fixed."
This is crazy. Like a half hour into being home, you should just from vacation. I mean, when this thing's going off constantly, didn't you just go fucking nuts? Freak out?
It was crazy sounding. That's why I went the next day. Well, that was New Year's Day.
That same day
to the super. I waited. I went down there New Year's Day. Didn't get an answer. Didn't get anyone to answer their door on the day after either.
You called the landlord?
No, I didn't.
You know that all you got to do is stop the rent and everybody's fucking ready to hear about it. But you fucking, whatever it takes, I would break that thing before. I would fucking destroy it. We got a break here. But I will say this. Fez wonders why he can't concentrate. Look what's in his brain.
Do you hear it when you're not there? Because it has to be just implanted in your brain now. If you've been hearing the same sound, like when you're at home, when you're sleeping, all the time.
No, I don't hear a chirp outside of the apartment.
How would you know? How would you know? I can't imagine hearing that awful sound and not thinking, I've got to stop that sound. Not that I'm at its mercy.
This is... You can't... You got to do something today. Just go to Home Depot.
Go to fucking Home Depot and get a fucking pole and just smash it. And the fact that you don't know what 12 foot is shocking to me. Because there's no way this is a 12-foot fucking thing.
That's be you. That's like you. That's like loft.
It would be, but you know, it's also there as part of your rent. They're supposed to keep a fucking working smoke detector going. You could be threatening your fucking landlord instead of just, I don't have any heat, TV, and it chirps. Oh, let me sign this fucking check and send it out to him because the last thing I want is trouble. I'll be waiting for that fucker. We got a break here. Mark in Ontario, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, I got a suggestion for Fez. Go buy a hammer and a 6-inch nail, knock the fire alarm off the ceiling, and nail it to your super's door with a note that says your fire alarm's broke.
You ought to take that fucking nail and nail it through his own brain. And said this is the only thing that would ease the pressure from what I've been hearing. Finley in Manhattan, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that the smoke detector and carbon monoxide detectors in the apartments are the responsibility of the tenants, not of the landlord or super.
It is when I can't reach it.
You can... Oh, God.
I know, I understand. It's frustrating. You know, he's crazy, obviously. Sorry, I know you don't like that word. But, yeah, it's all his responsibility.
Get you know what is your responsibility, Fez? To fix the problems in your life, no matter what they fucking are. We've been to the moon, and you're telling me you can't figure out how to get a ladder into your fucking apartment, climb up, and put a battery in a fucking smoke detector. Instead, for 30 days, you've put up with a loud chirp every 40 seconds. This is the metaphor of what goes wrong with everything. You know what you have to do to fix something? Whatever it takes. Whatever it fucking takes.
The roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker, burn. Hello, my name is Jimmy Pop and I'm a dumb white guy. I'm not old or new, a middle school, 5th grade like junior high. I don't know mofos, y'all be something props to the hillbilly fly. I can take the heat cause I'm the other white meat known as a funky fry. Yeah, I'm hung like planet Pluto, hard to see with a naked eye. But if I crashed into Uranus, I would stick it where the sun don't shine. Cause I'm like a hot solo, stroking my own Wookiee. I'm the root of all that evil, yeah, but you can call me Cookie. The roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker, burn.
You didn't go out in a blaze of glory.
I'm here, and I'm out. I mean, I was looking outside several fire engines, police vehicles, all because of one stupid little fucking alarm that just went off randomly. There's no one's on fire, as far as I could tell.
I was a little concerned at first because you seemed very calm about dealing with the fire.
I mean, if there is a fire and the fire spreads, I will not be vacating my apartment. I want to go out. Speaking of cult leaders, I want to go out David Koresh style. That's why I call my fans the East Side Davidians. They know that. They know it. Bless you. And so I want to go bless you. And so I want to go out in a goddamn fucking blaze of glory with the FBI blowing me up.
Now, it's Koresh that's your inspiration? Because I just thought all New Jerseyans' goal was to go out in a blaze of glory so they could play Bon Jovi at your funeral.
I mean, yeah, no, it's specifically it's David Koresh. I love the cult leaders. I mean, we've done a lot of wonderful talking about cult leaders, and even off the air, I said my Mount Rushmore. You got to have a Charles Manson, you have a Jim Jones, you have a David Koresh. Then I give you a Marshall Applewhite. That was the Haley Bop Cosmet or Comet, whatever the fuck that thing was.
And what I told you off the air that I found fascinating, the reason they thought there was a spaceship behind Haley's Comet is one of the CIA psychics went on, what's that talk show that used to be across the nation at night?
Donahue, Larry King?
No. It was a AM station. You like the guy. He talked about aliens.
Coast to Coast, AM, Art Bell.
Yeah, a guy went on Art Bell's show and said, I see a spaceship behind Haley's Comet. And Applewhite went, that's our spaceship.
They have this program that the CIA apparently has used called remote viewing.
Yeah.
And it's where people tap into their psychic powers. They put them in a room with no windows, no nothing, just paper and a pencil. And they say, okay, like, you know, the goal is to like, look at this, you know, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and draw it. I've seen some creepy shit where they had 3 remote viewers all go to the same location at that fucked up farm, that ranch, Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch.
And all 3 people at the same time, they had them draw. They saw a speck in the sky, and they had them draw the speck. And all 3 people had the same looking UFO type spaceship. Like, not that it was just a UFO. All 3 of them drew it the same.
Wow. I heard a crazy story. So that same group that led into the remote viewing, this was before they thought they could channel by staring at things. Like, this is where they get the men who stared at goats from.
Right.
One of the rooms they were training in, right, it was really hot. And they had this door that if they opened, it would be nice and cool because of the breeze. But they were like, let's use our minds and we'll unlock it with our minds. And eventually they did. And then 2 years later, a guy came forward and was like, yeah, I was just way too hot. So I picked the lock while they were all going to get something to eat.
Okay. I still believe in it, though, and I believe in the remote viewers. I'd like to become one, in fact. I'd like to see a bunch of shit.
Have you ever read...
if the CIA is watching and listening, I wouldn't mind training.
Have you ever read John Ronson's Men Who Stare at Ghosts?
I mean, come on. I was putting a bow on it. Let's get back to the Earl Douglas fucking topic.
We could just stare at him because he's the goat.
No. Let's get back on track. Thank you, pot boy.
Get it because he's a feigning goat, though?
I get it.
We could stare at him.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
So we were talking about Earl. Al Dukes calls in, and Al Dukes is clearly playing it up for the air some by making it seem like the women of the sales staff over at Free FM are afraid of Earl. Like that he doesn't want him there because of a shooting situation. Let's give him some time to cool off. Is there any truth? Like, obviously, it's a jest, but behind every jest, there's an ounce of truth usually.
No, I mean, yes, those are jokes. But at the same time, he was beginning a reputation of being a little bit scary to some. Because he can keep to himself. He could stare down at the floor. He can not talk to people. Could sometimes have a shifty vibe to him at times. He's sneaking in the back door. He mysteriously doesn't want to help from an entire New York City radio station for a ticket distribution. He does a lot of things in private. No one knows exactly if he goes home at night, where he goes home at night. No one understands where he spends his money. No one's sure about any of his girlfriends, nor can we verify any of his family members. Yes, Earl Douglas is scaring the shit out of people at 92.3 Free. No question about it.
Especially there is something scary, right? Like when you and I get into it and we have a screaming match. There's an element of no, like I'm never afraid you're going to hurt me and you're never afraid I'm going to do that. But like there is, but if one of us just shuts down and just goes, yeah, okay. That's when the other one goes, oh no, I may have crossed the line. Like I need to go solve this, right? So like the silent but deadly thing, not deadly necessarily for real, but just like he's going to snap.
If you don't know him, sometimes there's a strange antisocial sort of element to him. Sometimes, not always. Not always.
No, I mean, I've only met Earl once and he was nothing but cordial to me.
There you go.
So,
when was that?
That was at FezCon. Where you took the
what
picture
did you
with
say?
him?
I mean, what did you say to him? But he just looked at you like, you're just some sort of Ron and Fez listening moron. He probably, he didn't know anything about you. But go ahead. I want to hear this conversation.
Oh, I just said, hey, Earl, big fan. And he said, you're David's boy.
Did he say that?
You. No, I'm just making it.
That would have been great. That sucks. I would have loved if he had gotten all like, I'm not talking to you. You're David's back boy. No, I hear the things you said about me.
You better leave, motherfucker. It's on site.
So he didn't say anything. He just is like, oh, nice to meet you. So he just looked at you as a fucking dumb little random fan. Congratulations, Robert. All this hard work you put in, you still can't introduce yourself like a human, like a regular person. You know that?
You know what's crazy, Dave? Is I looked at him as just a crazy Ron and Fez fan. So it was fun. We were on an equal playing field.
No.
We both contributed equal amount of work.
Both contribute equal amount of agita to anyone you've ever worked for. That's what you two have in common. You both contribute an equal amount of heartburn to every person who has ever employed you. In fact, anyone who has ever even crossed paths with you in life, you have done nothing but contribute to heartache and depression on their behalf.
That seems a little harsh, man. I'm not really sure what I did to you.
I was going on a full-on wrestling promo there, and I wanted to just keep going until it was over.
And look how good I was. I decided not to interrupt this time around. I was like, let's let him get it out.
So what's happening with Earl now? What did he do now?
Absolutely. So Al Dukes is like, hey, don't send him over. We've talked about Fez is coming to live, busting his balls. Ron's pointing out Earl doesn't even know anybody on the Free FM staff. He's like, we had a meeting and you were like, the Chinese one had a good idea, Ron.
I mean, there's so much funny stuff there. Al Dukes telling you, please don't come over. Please don't. People are scared of you. And it is true. He doesn't get to there are times where he didn't get to learn who people are. And that is something that you should do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just good natured being a good person. knowing the people you're going to be interacting with on an
Those are good business practices to you don't want to fucking. I know
it's funny you bring up business practices because I want to ask about that because Ron brings something up during the phone call.
I know, but hold on. I just said I know when, and then you didn't even.
I didn't hear the when part. That's on me. I'm so sorry.
Jesus,
Dave. Please take the ball.
I know when I have worked at different points in my career, different radio folks or blah blah blah, this or that. There are these people that you don't really have anything to do with, but they always seem to be around, like the salespeople, for instance. You should get to know their names. You shouldn't just be like, oh, that's the sales guy. Get to know his name. Get to know your Will Chapmans, right? That was one of the sales guys. Very, very Alec Baldwin from Glengarry Glen Ross type of vibe. Get to know those folks, right? And then all of a sudden, they're this, they're that. You have a little conversation with the Will Chapman. Oh, you're a wrestling fan? Blah, blah, blah. You guys should do this. You do that. Next thing you know, there's an East Side Dave versus Midnight Rider, and they can get a fucking wrestling ring at the goddamn Hard Rock. That is how shit happens a lot in radio, just talking to people. So, yeah, that's why, as a producer, it's important to be social, in my opinion, to talk, to be interested in other humans and talk to them.
Even if you're antisocial, being friends with the other producers on the staff who there's a good chance are just as antisocial with you as you, it is your way to be social for the show. But all kidding aside, one of the things like when we had the New York Guardians player on the Eastside Dave show on Compound, the reason we got him was I was friendly with the booker for Anthony's show.
Yeah.
He wasn't the booker for our show, but was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, you got to be nice.
We had fucking Kurt Angle on. It was because I fucking knew someone who knew someone and got in contact with Kurt Angle. Shit, we didn't have any bookers on Compound. I've never had any booker for any fucking show I've ever done. I've had to fucking reach out to people my goddamn self.
And you're very good at it. Look at the network you've made. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Earl scaring people. Now, Ron does bring something up during the call. When you guys got brought on at Free FM, a lot of people at the station reached out to Ron and were like, hey, man, we've got a lot of great producers over here. Why don't you bring Dave and Pitsy and we'll give you one of our guys? And really, Ron says he and Fez had to fight to bring Earl back to the FM show.
That's hysterical. And honestly, that's probably true.
I mean, there is a lot of history there, right? Because it was K-Rock. And then it became Free FM. So a lot of those people knew Earl from his previous tenure that didn't literally,
they certainly had producers there, as they mentioned. Yeah, they certainly had people working for the radio station. And they might have thought, yeah, I mean, we don't need that crazy Earl guy who seems to drop the ball a lot. It's quite possible they were listening as well to the XM show. And we're like, why do we want this Earl guy? Apparently, all he does is fuck up the Run Fence show.
Also, the last time he was there, they had to have an intervention to get him to leave.
Yeah. Are we sure? Hey, we like Dave, and that Pitsy kid's okay. We got like 35 producers back here. You want to give one of them a spin?
And to be clear, we love Pitsy. But Pitsy was not okay at this point. He was brand new. He was not good at the job. He was still learning the ropes. So they were like, no, we'll take the shit back. We just don't want Earl.
Yeah, that's great. That's just good stuff right there. Earl's lucky. He's lucky. They've helped him in life, I guess. I don't know.
I would definitely say they've helped him. I do think it leads to a broader question overall, though, which is, it seems like the running rule for the Ron and Fez show is you leave. Like, if they don't like you, they start putting you through shit, and eventually you walk away. But as long as you're willing to take whatever beating or, you know what I mean, they're giving you, they'll let you stay. Is it just surprisingly, I know people have made the cockroach, like he would survive a nuclear bomb and still be there. Like, is that just what Earl's good at? Like, he'll just take it in stride.
Yeah, I mean, he did quit.
And then came back somehow twice.
Yeah, I mean, he had a meltdown and quit. So, yes, I would say that's the case. I don't exactly know what happened with Harry Elvis. who was there for only 3 months right before I got there, which I got there in December of 2005. And Harry was there September, October, November, because I think they started in September of 2005 at SiriusXM. And I don't know what happened to him.
Through some audio detective work, and this isn't 100% certain, but it seems like the running theory is he wasn't getting along with the staff and decided over the Christmas break he was done and put
The
his
staff? What staff?
Fez.
No, he was done before Christmas vacation. I was hired in December 2025.
Or maybe it was Thanksgiving. One of the vacations, like he put his resignation in over the vacation. So there wasn't even a blow up.
Okay, Thanksgiving would make sense with that timeline. But think about that. So September, October, and only what, 2 or 3 weeks in November, and you're out? Wow. I mean, that's like, yeah. That's a little quick, you know? But that's nuts. Yeah, I guess that there's not really a lot of firings. It's more of, just people leaving.
And like sometimes the meltdowns we see were works, right? Like we talked about it before. Pitsy spinning the hits against Earl. Pitsy already had his next thing lined up. It wasn't 100% like,
Right.
oh, I'm going to put my
Yeah,
job,
sure. Sure.
But we do see some genuine meltdowns where people are just done, right? Like the famous break into your car bit and the guy smashed his own window.
meltdown was close to like Earl's meltdown where he quit was probably the closest one, because he had this crazy little paper in his hands with fucking serial killing chicken scratch like Kevin Spacey's character in Seven. And I saw that paper and I just saw how fucking insane it looked and how he looked. So of all the times where I would say there was no work, Earl's like sudden crazy ass departure with the crazy paper was one that seemed very real. Seemed very real to me. Yeah.
Now, there is something beautiful about the Ron and Fez show where like you could be the guy who's getting piled on. That could be your role in that audience and show. But the minute somebody from the outside attacks you, everybody kind of has your back.
I disagree with that entirely. Because then you would say that, if callers called up attacking Earl, that like we're automatically going to defend him. Sometimes the callers would motivate people to attack him even more.
Good point. What I should have said is like the core people will rally for the show to make sure the show gets done, if that makes sense. Because what we see next is a bunch of people, like you said, Earl didn't want Free FM's help for some reason. He wouldn't work with them. But what we see next is a bunch of people who don't work for the show, but are well-known enough fans like Hard Rock Johnny or Mikey Boy that
it had nothing to do with Earl. It had everything
about
to
the
do
show
with,
is what I mean, though.
Yeah, it had everything to do with Ron and Fez, and they don't want the Ron and Fez live event to go like shit. It had nothing to do with, hey, we have to defend Earl because, other people can make fun, or we can make fun of him, but not other people. No. They didn't want to see the Ron and Fez live event become a fucking shit show.
And I think what I should have said is they loved making fun of Earl, but they wouldn't do it to the point where it actually hurt the Ron and Fez show.
Yes. Okay. Finally, after attempt number three, your fucking little theory finally hit because you were able to use the right vernacular.
Perfect. I'm batting 333, baby. That's Hall of Fame numbers. But we do see some of that. Now, one thing we didn't talk about yet that's kind of happening at the same time, just to get the backstory of before we throw it to some more audio, is that Sheepy is in studio because he's celebrating his birthday Friday. And they chose a location. It was not Bar 9 for his birthday. It was across town from Bar 9. I'm blanking on the name right now, but it was just a location where they were going to have a party for Sheepy.
Okay. And
then is it the Treehouse or the Doghouse? What was the show? J-Dubs.
I forget.
But it's J-Dubs and Elvis, right?
Right. J-Dubs had a show. Yeah. What about it?
And so they were leaving the station, so they decided to have a going away party, and Mikey Boy organized both of them, except for the Outhouses show was at Bar 9. And Sheepy's was across town, literally splitting the Ron and Fez audience in half. So Ron's like, hey, yeah, we were going to come, Sheepy, but then we heard our friends were leaving, so we're going to go to the cool party instead. Sorry, boss.
There you
go. So Mikey Boy addresses that. But what was the relationship like with them? It's very rare we see, other than Opie and Anthony, other than these two, like Ron and Fez really didn't interact with a ton of other radio shows outside of
what, with J-Dubs, you mean?
And Elvis, yeah. Like they mentioned it in the past, like giving him the push and trying to help him out. Is that the name
of the show? J-Dubs and Elvis?
I thought it was the Treehouse, the Outhouse, but I thought those were the two. I know J-Dubs.
I don't know. You're the fucking research guy. Google this shit. You're the guy who does the notes, not me. Because there's a different show named JD and Elvis. Or
maybe
JD
that's what it
Elvis?
was. JD and Elvis, maybe.
Jesus Christ. Well, let me help you here. Ron and Fez certainly had good relationships with the WJFK shows, as far as I know, like J-Dubs and stuff. They had good relationship, I believe, with Don and Mike. In fact, Don Geronimo is someone who DMs me every once in a while. Yeah, just out of the blue, like, hey, I really loved your last clip, or I love that last thing, or I enjoyed it. Yeah, he's always been. I think we met one time or something, and it meant a lot to Don Geronimo. No, I mean, he's a nice guy, Don and Mike. And Ron and Fez, I think, had a good relationship with them. And I think anyone, when we did the 92.3 Free FM, the radio chick was a little cold. That was one. That was one of the first times where I saw a show where, there wasn't that, Ron and Fez with O&A, or Ron and Fez with JD, or Ron and Fez down. Seems like they're able to talk, bullshit, have some fun, tell some jokes. With the radio chick, it felt like, and again, that's the show that we followed on 92.3. So when we're coming in from XM around 5:45, right?
Yeah.
We then set up for the 92.3 show. They're then closing down their show. And didn't seem like they were unpleasant people or anything. Just, very, matter of fact, okay, we're going to get out of here. Bye-bye, that kind of thing. No camaraderie, though, with that one. So I think that Ron and Fez usually get along with everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like on occasion there were certain shows they tried to push, and I was just curious what that relationship was like. But
fair enough.
On that note, we're going to let you guys listen to some of the audio, and then you can yell at me in the comments just that I got the Treehouse or the Outhouse or the J-Dubs. But
well, it's just the key is, in your role, you're the guy who has the info.
Yeah, no, I just figured it was your friends that you hung out with. Maybe I just throw it out there and you'd be able to help me.
One fucking time, 20 years ago. They're not my friends. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say.
You heard it here first. Davey's calling out J-Dubs.
What I'm saying is, I know J-Dubs as well as I know Chris Mad Dog Russo. Okay, I met him at Sirius XM. He's a weird, twitchy little fucking spaz. No big deal. I'm not throwing shade on him. I love Chris Mad Dog Russo, but I have zero relationship. I don't know, but I'm sure J-Dubs is great. He seemed very, very great. Okay?
You seem great, and I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that. Let's listen to some audio, and we'll be right back.
He drives me nuts. Here's French bread pizza. Hi, Frenchie.
Hi, guys. Happy birthday, Sheepy.
Thank you.
I was wondering if I should start making other plans for that night, because I haven't gotten tickets or even a confirmation email like Earl promised everybody.
Frenchie should be VIP.
Yes, and we're putting the VIP list. We're still formulating the VIP list.
How are we formulating? It's a week out.
It's all chemicals and Bunsen burners.
Beakers.
You're right.
We're finalizing the VIP list.
Anyway, hey, French.
Frankly, everyone who asked for tickets, the only word I can say right now is please be patient and relax.
Relax. This is what the stewardess says as the plane's going down.
This is JetBlue.
You promised
BLEW.
But Earl, it's not even like there's been a fuck up. All the tickets were here in time. The fucking show sold out in the first half hour. And this is all 3-4 weeks ago. Then you mail them out the next day. Everybody has their tickets. 3 weeks have been passed. You're now telling people to be patient. Why should they be patient? Nothing happened.
I know a lot of people are trying to get like hotel rooms and stuff too. They don't even know if they have tickets, so they're just confused. They're coming in from everywhere to come and see you on the Fez.
I want the Anna Nicole room at the Hard Rock.
No, that's a different Hard Rock.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, thanks, Frenchie. Don't worry, you're always going to be wherever we're at.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
You're confirmed, Frenchie. Consider yourself confirmed.
Thanks. Okay.
You ready to make out with chicks? I need hot lesbo action around me at all times, Earl. Write that down on your list. All right, Hard Rock Johnny is calling to help out. Johnny, how are you, buddy?
Hello, boys.
Johnny!
Johnny!
A week from tonight.
So, Earl, I didn't say that the band was giving me a hard time. I want to defend myself a little bit. I say that, generally the smaller the band, the bigger the problems, only because big bands are out on the road all the time.
That's exactly what I said.
I've had no problems with Mikey. Mikey got to me, got me everything I needed, and the other band has gotten me everything they needed, along with a very big guest list, which I told them we'd have to talk to you about, Earl. So
what was the other band?
I don't know if I could say who it is. If you guys want me to, I could.
Is it the Junior Doors, Earl? It's a band of midget people in the Doors.
I love that, Earl. Finally, all's forgiven.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
I got a call from Mini Jim Morrison called me the other day. And, so that guest list, which was about 50 people, I had them send that to Earl. So there's another, I don't know if you have any extra tickets for
I know that band. They don't have any friends. Where is this list coming from?
Oh, it's like family members and mothers and fathers and sisters and all kinds of friends of theirs.
Earl, you see why people are starting to freak out? This thing is spun out of control?
But Earl, I do have to say, Earl keeps in constant communication with me. Last night he called me at 9:45 to talk to me about the party.
He keeps sending orders for chicken tenders.
Look, I think you're okay, Earl. You'll be in good shape. And I keep the other side. I keep the Free FM folks updated on what Earl tells me. And a lot of times they're kind of shocked when I tell them things, but it's working out okay.
So the venue is now the go-between between you and your coworkers, Earl. You and the people you work with.
Well, most of the time, I'm like, when I do speak with Johnny, I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk with Jody about this. And he's like, oh, I already covered that with her.
Right.
Oh, I already covered that with her. So, I mean, there was always things that I was going to
do.
Things that I was like, okay, I need to talk to the Free FM people about.
It's so fun to see a flame out. It is honestly the best. You know what I feel like right now, Earl? That guy that's in his parachute but watching his friend twisting around, heading to Earth. All right, hold on. Mike's got something to add. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, wonder what I should do with all these extra tickets you guys are sending me. This is the second day in a row. I got my second envelope here full of tickets.
Well, Mike, because you're a duper, you're not fucking coming at all. Yank him all the way off, and there's 4 more tickets to give out to band members' families.
I understand.
All right, talk to you later.
Good job, Earl.
One guy got 700 tickets, and nobody else has fucking heard a word.
I honestly, boys, we're going to be fine. Earl's doing a fine job.
Uh-huh. Tell that to his ex-employers, CBS.
I'm also talking to Wiki a little bit every now and then, keeping him in the loop, so I think we're all right.
Beg Wiki to come back into this. What we need is Wiki. He runs every O&A thing for him, and for some reason, Earl kept him out on this because he was in Puerto Rico.
I asked Wiki if he wanted to come up and hang for it, but he wasn't sure yet.
He's not even sure if he wants to come in?
I guess.
Ouch, that hurts.
Good, you fucked up your your XM relationship too, Earl. Why aren't you saying it? Now you've moved away from the mic.
If you alienate your parents, you've hit the trifecta.
No, first of all, I never refused Don's help, and
no, but you didn't bring him in. You didn't show him the respect.
I totally show him. I mean, this is my boss. I'm going to show him absolute respect.
Manelli's your boss too, and this fucking email I got from him last night looks like almost, hey, we're having a farewell party for Earl Douglas.
I can be there.
Yeah.
As long as it's not the 23rd.
Oh, that will be it.
It's
a surprise going away party.
Did you get your tickets yet for it?
No, I'm waiting.
Mike has mine.
I've been asked to be patient.
You're doing a really good job of it, too, I'd say.
All right, thanks, Jenny.
All right, boys. See ya.
Bye. Earl, how are you going to get out of this one? What's the plan?
No, I'll explain everything. I'll walk out right now and explain everything.
No.
If they fire me, fine.
Al's asked me to keep you another 15 minutes till the cops get there. He wants to wait. They've called the cops to be sitting in there so that when you come in, if you start to act crazy, they can shoot you to death.
You'll be speaking with one of those bomb robots that goes in and defuses things. They're going to send that in to talk to you, to take any papers off of you that you might have.
Talk to the bomb robot. Now, the bomb robot needs to get all the paperwork from you that you have. Earl, give the bomb robot your key card.
I am worried. I am a bomb robot. Earl Douglas concerns me. He won't give me the papers.
Earl, put the papers in front of his sensors, and we'll be able to see it from here.
What do you mean there's going to be a band? I have not received that data.
Input.
Let's play Domio Magato Mr. Roboto for Earl's only co-worker left.
Domo.
Earl, what time's your meeting with the bomb robot today? I want to make sure you're prepared with everything.
I'll go over right now if you want.
No, they got to get this thing charged up. They want the bomb robot ready for you.
Not prepared to meet Black Earl Douglas. Danger, danger, Giovanelli, danger, Giovanelli.
What a clusterfuck. All right, Earl.
Yes.
What are you taking with you? What kind of explosives? To the meeting?
See what I have in my hands? Nothing. I have a pen in my hand right now.
You mind if we pat you down before you go to that meeting?
Go. I mean, I don't have a knife. I don't have any weapons.
Just stand next to the bomb robot.
He's got hot dogs strapped to his chest, pretending they're dynamite.
That's his lunch. I wait. Don't do anything. It's just his lunch. That's just his lunch.
Evacuate, evacuate.
I'm going to go running over there later. I've got the bullets. What have you done? Hey, Mikey boy, how you doing, pal?
Guys, I wanted to explain myself. What happened was I talked to J-Dubs a couple weeks ago. What?
Go ahead.
Talked to J-Dubs a couple weeks ago, and I said, we'd like to set something up for you guys. I assume Friday would be the best day for it. We can do it. Bar 9 is close to the studio. There's also another RunFest.net event going on at Iggy's. It's Sheepy's birthday. And Dubs got back to me and said, we'd like to do it Bar 9.
Wow.
So I did offer to have it at the same place as Sheepy's. I didn't, want to infringe on Sheepy's birthday.
Wouldn't it have been better to have both parties together?
Yeah.
You would yeah. You would think so.
Yeah.
So this was all J-Dub's fault?
Well, I don't know.
J-Dubs hates Sheepy.
I don't know if he understood the magnitude of the problem that would be caused, but he just...
It is a giant one. All right, Mikey. And Mikey, how's Earl behaving with you in your list?
Well, I have to say that I wish things had happened sooner than they had, because I turned over my list over a week ago, and the problem is that because I'm on charge of this part of it, I'm getting, like yesterday I was getting emails and IMs and PMs like every 15 minutes. People are just freaking out. Luckily, I sent an email out to, Earl sent me a list of people who are going to be on the door list, and so I sent emails out to all those people letting them know, so those people are happy. But then there are other people who haven't heard anything who are going to get tickets sent out today, apparently, and they're freaked out. I mean, if possible, it'd be great if I could get an email of those a list of those people's emails and send them emails so that they don't keep freaking out. So because there are a lot of people that are just really don't know what to do, and a lot of people coming from other areas, they got to take time off for work, and so...
Right. Yeah. All right, Mikey boy, why don't I do this? I'm going to get you together with Hard Rock Johnny and Al Dukes, and we got to start and keep Earl out of this.
All right.
And, of course, the bomb robot will be being talked to as well.
Earl's coming after me. Run, run, run.
All right, thanks, Mikey boy.
All right, see ya.
Won't you be brother?
There he goes.
Big brother.
It's a Big Brother update.
Thank you very much.
The update needs to be updated.
What? It works perfectly. All right, Earl, you ready to head over there?
I'm ready.
That means you give Dave the show.
Eh.
Sad but true, yes.
Where's Wiki? I've been waiting to talk to him.
I haven't actually had a chance to call down yet.
What have you been doing all during that last conversation?
I've been here. I've been running I had to run the American Idol update. I had the music in here, and I was playing the music underneath.
And you can't dial a phone during all that?
Because the phone will make this little weird noise that'll go out on the air.
Dave, call for me, would you? He's trying to dodge the boss. Just tell Wiki it's a formal apology from Ron and Fez.
See if he'll take the call.
You know where I fucked up, Fez? When I agreed to do the gig.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I hate to do gigs because it takes everybody away from the show. Everyone stops thinking about the show and starts thinking about a fucking gig. And it happens every single time. Now, they all came over. This will not happen. We have a staff. We're the ones that took Stern to Las Vegas. It will be perfect. And every day, all I got to do is hear from listeners and unhappy people.
Yeah, we got a lot of Earl will not be left alone in the woods.
Instead of a band now, I'm just having Fez and a ukulele, hoping that'll save a little bit of hassle.
I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
So Bobo's coming.
Never had one lesson.
Bobo. You and Bobo did dueling ukuleles.
Oh, God. It would have to be hitting each other with them.
And, there hasn't been anything yet where Bobo wants to come in and do a song on a fucking strange string instrument.
Yeah, he, puts strings on a goat and then tries to play it.
Yeah. And he always has this idea, and the booing just starts. And I know, on paper, it's fabulous, but man, did they turn on him.
If Bobo wants to perform, I would just like to politely discourage it.
No,
I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
But I would like to politely discourage.
We got Wiki on?
He just left him a message he didn't pick up.
He won't take our call, huh? I don't blame him. He's fucking loving this. He's the one who told me this thing is going to crash into the fucking ground. He told me, he goes, this is going to be he goes, Earl is less prepared for this than the Bush administration was for 9/11.
Wow. That's a lot, because memos even went out to the Bush administration.
Right now, Earl is zigzagging across the country, worried that he's going to be part of this.
Reading My Little Goat.
My pet goat.
Hey, Don.
Hey.
Wiki.
What's up, boys?
Wiki, everything you said was correct. The whole thing has come apart on us, and Earl doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, why? What's the latest? What happened?
The latest is that he's taken all the ticket requests, wiped his ass with them, and then put them in a box marked "Help Me" and shipped them out. He's just shipped them out without an address. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Earl, are you there?
Yeah.
Don.
What is the problem? Is your organizational skills apparently lacking a little bit, or?
Well, we had a little problem once we sent the tickets out. They were during the cross-reference. They found a couple of duplicates and triplets.
Over 100.
What?
Over 100 dupes he tried to get them to send out.
The way it works out is the same 4 people got all the tickets.
Wow.
And he goes, yeah, a couple got by. And I'm, Earl, this is this is like fucking 10%. You don't know what you're doing. And we did have to stop the request 45 minutes into this. And it's still a fucking nightmare.
So how many people are actually invited and how many people are coming?
He doesn't know. And right now, FM wants us to, of course, fire him. But he wants to go over there first and negotiate with a bomb robot.
Stay back, Earl. Stay back. The bomb robot does not trust you.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold and let you talk to him, and then I have to send him over there.
Okay, great.
And he doesn't want to be paid for today or yesterday by XM.
Good point. I agree.
Yeah.
Wiki, do that thing you do where you fix everything?
Yeah.
Do that stuff.
If I must. All right. Earl, let's talk to you up here.
All right, talk to you. Earl, why don't you talk to him, have him dock you a couple days, and then Earl, take the phone. Wiki's trying to talk to you.
Eastside Dave is in today for the writer, and he's trying to hand Earl the phone, and Earl is just refusing it.
Earl won't take it.
It's just bumping into his ear.
May I also point out that during all of Earl's monkey spasmatics, he's
all right.
No, I didn't mean it.
White people
I didn't
are
mean
so
it.
scared of black people.
Why does that happen every time?
I don't know. I mean, how many times can I have the same conversation with a person?
A million?
But I meant just, but anyway, when he's freaking out here in his cage, he's hit me in the eye twice.
White people are so scared of black people.
I don't mean it like that. I meant metaphorically.
Why don't you do this?
We all mean it metaphorically.
I know he doesn't live in a real monkey cage. That's never the problem. No, I don't want you to think he's actually a gorilla.
Earl, pick up the damn phone and talk to Wiki.
What are you doing?
Hello.
Now Wiki hung up?
Wiki just hung up.
Why wouldn't you... He took you off the phone how long ago? He took you off your spot how long ago, Earl?
At least 2 racist jokes ago.
Yeah, because he was screaming.
Pick up the fucking phone and talk to him. Call him back.
I'm calling him back, but he was screaming, and I couldn't hear what he was saying to me, what he was talking to me about. So I put him on hold.
Oh, Earl.
Hey, Don.
So nutty.
This is the worst birthday sheep he ever had. All right, looks like Earl's done over there talking with Wiki.
Oh, good.
Y'all finished, Earl? Oh, still on it?
He's still going. I hear a lot of things like, I definitely need help. and Ron, this one I heard, I hope it's not a fireable offense. It just scared the hell out of me.
I like Eastside Dave being the reporter outside the courtroom. Damning testimony today against Black Earl Douglas.
They are lining up against him. Lining up against Earl. He screwed the pooch on this one. Yeah, the report came in. It blew up on the pad. They're all dead. We lost all of them. Earl Douglas, gone.
He handled Gus Grissom's last gig.
I just heard, I don't know what his problem is. And I'm really trying to figure out who he's talking about. That's it. That's going to be an interesting question.
Thank you. Keep us updated.
Earl just turned around and glared at. Just stared, fucking daggers through him. I hate to bring up the show, but could I get somebody on the phones to catch up with the phone?
Yeah, because he's on it.
He can't be on that fucking line.
I know.
He's got to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
There's so many phones back there. And Fez, he's using our fucking phones.
Why, our phones are lit, people trying to call into the show. Earl's decided to tie up the line.
What a fucking idiot. What a maroon. Earl, come over and take this. Let's catch up on you. Earl, why use that fucking line? Why tie up our phones?
Well, I wanted to handle it immediately and right at that moment.
You have your own little fucking phone, right?
Yes.
Use that one. Now, who is talking about firing you?
Well, no one's talking about firing me. He's like, I was asking, Don at one point, he goes, they really going to fire you for this? And I'm like, yeah. He said, I don't know if it's a fireable offense, but yeah, it's possible.
Where did they find out the real truth?
Sheepy's in studio today celebrating his birthday. Also in town is our buddies J-Dubs and El Jefe.
And they're having dueling parties tonight. Dueling parties are going on.
That is what I was talking about. Earl had some friends call in to defend him. And it's the usual people who have to step up. And I would say in some cases, the people who arguably should have had Earl's job along the way that step up to do Earl's job.
Like who?
Mikey Boy.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mikey Boy's a very successful lawyer. He's not, he's going to keep those 6 figures coming in, my friend.
Yeah, I'm saying he could still be a full-time lawyer and apparently do Earl's job because he's doing it for free. At least throw the man some money.
That is true. That is true. And let's not forget, one of my main board gossip sources for years and years, people always thought I just made the board gossip segments up. Never. When I said my sources tell me, it's because it was people. And since the fucking sketch is over, it's like I feel like I can reveal it. Like the Deep Throat Watergate scandal, one of my primary sources, Mikey Boy. Mikey Boy Gaz Calera, 3 huge sources. HTG, that's another source. I mean, I'm telling you, folks.
We're going to watch that list slowly start to disappear and have to go into WITSEC because of the reveals of that list. But so Mikey Boy calls in. He goes, yeah, he stepped up. He's apologizes about the both parties, but was like, hey, we had to do something specific for the other show. So that's why that happened. And then he explains he's helping Earl some too. He's got to get a list together. Frenchie says at one point she calls in. She didn't know if she was getting tickets or not yet. Ron goes, obviously, Frenchie, you're a VIP. And Earl goes, well, we haven't processed the VIP list yet. Isn't that the first list you would have processed?
You would do the VIP number 1. Yeah, that's a nice, easy way to get out all of the people you definitely know they're coming. They want to come. Great. Let's, get those people on the list and then go from there.
Yeah. Now, as you see this, you're there in studio today. It's not the rider. Behind the scenes, you see this huge event that's the culmination of arguably your greatest bit about to fall apart. What's your mindset like behind the scenes?
I wasn't going to pay it any mind. I thought that this live event will somehow get off the ground, even if the tickets have to be just taken away from Earl.
Okay.
But I'm not volunteering, and I'll tell you why. No interest.
It's not your thing, and you're busy doing what you do best for the show, like you talked about earlier, which is creative ideas.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
working,
performing, and doing a whole bunch of shit. And also, I was doing other producing stuff, like, maybe organizing, when the certain bits, certain songs, certain appearances, cameos, where they went, so on and so forth.
And at this point, you're doing, we'll find out later on air, but you're booking talent for the show too.
Yes.
You're actively recruiting people to perform, which was something Earl was also supposed to be taking care of.
I asked Anthony the second I knew that they were going to have a live event. I asked Anthony to come over. And obviously that couldn't have worked out any better because he not only was, there for the whole show, he was the fucking third mic.
He was the third mic.
It was great.
It was kind of like you booked Michael Jackson and you got Janet and Tito to just pop in as well. And everybody was like, hell yeah, they got to be a part of the show.
Well, Dawn came on and this and that. But the other
Joe.
But also his commentary was hysterical during the wrestling match. As someone who just watched the wrestling match, clips and stuff on the last episode of Tales from the Satellite. And I mean, because I'm in the match, so I'm not listening to any of the announcers at all. So it's like I had the old tunnel vision working. So I missed all of these comments. So when I heard he went back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, Ron, Anthony have some hysterical lines.
Absolutely.
And he seemed to get a kick out of when Eastside Dave used Roberto the Puppet to try to get a tag.
Yeah.
He seemed to like he was into that maneuver. So yeah, no, even that was sensational. And yes, I went out and asked him like day one, like, hey, you want to come to this thing?
Yeah, and honestly, we didn't talk about this enough on the last episode. Like the beauty of those three commenting on the match, like you couldn't have coordinated it better. You couldn't have been like, all right, Ron, you're the color guy. Fez, you're the play-by-play. Anthony, you're the celebrity guest who's inspired by all the bits Dave does. Like it played out like a WrestleMania table. So it was about as perfect
Fez did
as
the
you could get.
play-by-play. That's the one you want because he's a wrestling fan.
Knows all the moves, the names.
Yeah, so you're going to want Fez to do the play-by-play, being the wrestling fan. He did a sensational job. Then you have Ron and Anthony as basically Ron is kind of working the old school heel announcer role, and Anthony is doing the babyface announcer role with Fez neutral play-by-play. And that's kind of what they do whenever you see a three-man booth in wrestling. That's what they do to this day. The play-by-play, neutral, little bit on the side of the babyface. One babyface analyst over there, one heel announcer over there. Remember, Ron was rooting for Danny Doring and the fake rider and all that shit.
Yeah, his best friend, Danny Doring. So Mikey Boy's got some of the situation under control. Ron is still kind of poking Earl by going like, well, why is Mikey Boy doing your stuff? And Earl's like, I got a lot going on. And Ron's like what? And he goes, well, like Mikey D's band's giving me a hard time. They're nickel and diamond expenses. And Ron goes, oh, yeah, they always do that. And it pisses people off. He's like, the beauty of it, though, Earl, is you just hit up Free FM and go, we need money for the band's parking. And they go, what fucking band, Earl? We didn't know you booked a band. And Earl goes, well, like, yeah, that's, or, even Johnny's said, like, it's easier to work with big bands than small bands like this. So obviously Hard Rock Johnny has to call in and be like, that's not what I said, Earl. Like, I meant the big band's able to quote you one expense because they've done it a million times. With smaller bands, they don't realize the little fees along the way. So we should just get them a budget. And like Johnny explains, he's been the intermediary between Earl and Free FM. So, like, he'll go talk to Free FM.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny at this point is probably doing a lot of Earl's work as the producer. He is producing this live event as well.
And I was going to say, is that kind of Earl's secret ace in the hole a little bit there? Like, this is Hard Rock Johnny who runs the live events at the Hard Rock. Like, he has some knowledge of what's going to go down and what needs to be in place.
Oh, I thought you meant is Earl's secret little thing that like maybe he on purpose he fucks up so that other people end up doing the work, and then he can just kind of wipe his hands of it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're gonna talk Machiavellian, maybe there's something to that. Like, hey, I'm just gonna fuck it up, and then they'll give it to someone else, but they'll never fire me. I'm Earl.
I'm a genuine lazy
I mean,
bone.
maybe there's something there. But yeah, I mean, Johnny's great. Johnny knows how to do these live events very well.
And behind the scenes, was there an air of panic? Or was there an air of like, all right, we're going to pull this off?
No, I mean, there's an air of panic for sure. Or there's an air of, okay, this might go to complete shit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It might go to complete shit. Let's see how the live event begins. And, and then once it started, somehow this one just seemed to go really well. Flow and not a lot of problems until I was knocked unconscious by some roided up ECW wrestler. Besides my, CTE that I suffered for that fucking thing, I think it went off perfect. Now, does Earl get the credit? No, after contemplating it for 7 seconds right there, no. The Johnnies, the Mikey boys, the Pitsies, the Dave Mans, obviously Ron and Fez's, they get the credit there.
And that's the part that doesn't get talked about on air at all until the night of is Pitsy, who was stepped up. He was a glorified intern at the time, saves the day.
Intern or had he been employed?
I said glorified intern. Like he had just gone from intern to employed. He didn't really know the ropes yet or have those connections.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Earl and I wanted that third guy. We wanted our third man. We were like NWO. We wanted our third man. And that third man was Pitsy. Anthony. I love Pitsy, fellow Giants fan. But it was like he did it for like 5 months. It was like, oh, okay, I'm never doing this again. I'm getting out of the radio business entirely. Fuck this shit.
I'm kind of hoping Pitsy's your Russell Wilson. Because, boy, did you draft Chris Pepper Stanley, who we talked about might be one of the greatest producers of all time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was in charge of that as well. So there you go. I'll take it. I'll take all the credit or blame. Getting Pitsy on board and then getting Chris Pepper Stanley on board for sure.
Got to be honest, that's not what I heard. I heard Earl hired.
Earl had nothing to do with the interns. He never has. I don't know why Earl wants to all of a sudden pretend that he is Mr. Social when all of us and know how much of an antisocial weirdo he is. He was never in charge of the interns ever.
I heard Pepper was 20 minutes late for his meeting, and then you didn't want anything to do with him. And Earl said, you know what? I think this kid's hungry. Let's give him a chance.
Yeah. So Earl's fucking insane. He was 20 minutes late, and Earl actually said, well, I don't think we should actually bring this guy on board because if you're 20 minutes late for an interview, you're not reliable. And I'm like, look, it's his first time. Maybe he was coming to this building, this address, he's some moron from Queens. I say we just let him, fucking bring him onto the team. He's kind of fat and sweaty, and Ron, might like that. So, yeah, let's bring him on. That's 100% what happened. I don't know why Earl like tries to change the story. And even ask Chris Pepper Stanley himself. Just ask Chris. Because when Chris then got brought on, he saw me still bringing on the interns, interviewing the interns, talking to the interns, coordinating the interns. That's always what I did. So Earl wants to throw some sort of weird fucking thing that's total bullshit.
Is it? I'm just saying. That's what I heard.
I know, and it's wrong. And he's lying or misremembering. I don't know what the case is, but he didn't have anything to do with the interns. He didn't bring on Chris. I did. Next.
Well, what we're going to do next, Dave, is we're going to let the audience listen to the last chunk of audio.
Oh, goody.
Because we see a pivot that comes out of nowhere. And it all has to do because of one artist with a mandolin.
Oh.
We'll be back after you hear this.
All right, it's Bobo. He wants to get in on the madness. Hey, Bobo.
Hiya, buddies. Happy birthday, Sheepy.
Thanks, Bobo.
Regarding something Fez was saying
right
about my presence there.
Right.
Yeah.
And my proclivity for unusual instruments.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited to perform by one of your producers.
Which one?
And I had to submit lyrics and MP3. I mean, this was like an interrogation.
Now, none of us know any of this stuff.
I had no idea.
Which producer?
It was Dave, and actually, I was very touched until I heard Fez.
Well, I didn't want to say no, but I don't want you to get your feelings hurt if ukulele playing doesn't go over big, or mini mandolin, or whatever you have this week.
Well, actually, I was going to play a guitar, and that booing thing at Dave & Buster's was caused by Chapin's drunken friend who threatened me later that night.
All right.
So that wasn't even legit.
It wasn't always going after Bobo.
It wasn't his Sit Tarzan act he did up there. That had nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's right. That was producer then.
That was a fucking really weird reference, and then thrown into a dumber instrument. All right, Bo. So you will be performing?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I was looking forward to it. I did a new arrangement of this song. And
what's the song?
Well, I don't want to ruin the surprise. It's my big MySpace hit.
All right, so you have a MySpace hit.
I'm like the artist formerly known as Prince of MySpace. I have a big MySpace following. I know you hate MySpace, but...
No, not really. Now, you know that, and I think he's a talented artist, too, Fez.
Do you?
Now, the painting that you did of Fez, Bobo, remember that?
Yeah, he hates that, too.
Well, I don't know if he hates it, but he did chain it to the back of the car and then drove all around Manhattan with it.
I wanted everybody to see it.
So he took it for a scrape around Manhattan?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's an interesting gallery.
I don't know where our girl Dave is to catch up on some of this, but Earl, do you realize that this party is a complete clusterfuck now?
I don't think it's a complete clusterfuck. I mean, there was a little confusion initially, but now it's straightened out.
Join us a week from today for a partial clusterfuck.
Did Wiki help you?
Yes, we're going to talk a little bit more after the show, but he's been very helpful.
He's going to mentor you. This is like Almost Famous, where you can call him any time of the day or night.
Is this Ben Fong Torres?
No, what was the guy's name, Sheepy, that he was always using? Who was the writer?
It was Lester Bangs.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
He's your Lester Bangs, and you're little Cameron Crowe. What happened to Dave? He ran away as Bobo was talking to us. Did you know that Bobo was signed up to do a song? Earl?
Not really.
Did engineering know? Is this exactly the stuff that Al Duke said to us? They didn't know there was going to be two bands.
No, I said maybe it would be a good idea. Maybe send me a song, and I'll listen to it. Bobo, just fucking relax. I didn't promise shit, and if you were going to do a fucking song, maybe some things can be done as a fucking surprise. for, you fucking whiners and crybabies.
What? What are you talking
people
about?
Just relax.
What are you talking about?
Blood pressure. And so am I.
What happened?
Because I'm very hurt that Bobo just blew up his own spot, blew up mine, and maybe, just maybe, it would have been pleasant to have a impromptu Bobo ukulele surprise.
Right.
Thanks a lot.
When is that a good surprise?
I know, it sounds like a dish on the Food Network, but it would have been a fun
Don't bring up
idea.
Food Network to me. Those scarf-stealing motherfuckers, they're dead to me, every one of them.
I forgot. But Bobo...
I had a piece of shit scarf I'm walking around town in now, because their sound man is dressed to the nines down there in the... Oh, I'm fucking pissed. I feel like going to Chelsea right now and just taking the place out. So you blew a surprise now.
That's
I
Bobo
didn't know.
did.
You didn't say to me that it was a secret.
Of course, I said keep everything under wraps. That's
Secret was the only way he was going to get it past me and Fez.
Yeah, how else would he get in the building?
That's what
With the instruments.
See, again, people don't always run. Don't always run and tell, because sometimes it ends up hurting yourselves.
I swear to God, there's more keep this away from running Fez shit
Totally.
going on.
I swear it wasn't. I swear to God. It was very recent. It was a very fun, quick idea that Bobo and I had, and he just had to kind of kill it. So
What is it, Ring of Fire again? Is that it?
No, I'm trying to burn a copy in the back. If I can just burn a copy in the back.
Nobody said keep it under wraps.
I said keep it under wraps. You gotta read
I have
the emails.
every email. There's no email that says keep it under wraps.
You save emails?
No, I just have them because they've all happened in the past day and a half. They vanish after what, a week?
But engineering has to know how to plug in his electric mandolin/bagpipes or whatever he's playing.
The engineering will have it, but Bobo, don't you even just logic sense tells you that it would be fun to
Logic
surprise
sense.
people.
Use your logic sense, would you please?
Yeah, as opposed to the illogic.
You.
Now I'm gonna go back and burn the song. We're gonna. Won't be any surprise then.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold for a little bit, okay, Bobo?
Put me on hold? Okay, thanks.
Yeah. All right, one bad scene to the next, Fezzy. One bad scene. This is where his birthday, poor sheep you ever had. Hey, Stink Bomb, you're on the Ron and Fez show. What's up? Click. He hangs up because I busted him on being the Stink Bomb guy. Make sure he's patted down before he gets into the Hard Rock.
Oh, he'll be more than patted down before he gets in.
Did you call Allie back yet?
No, I haven't called Al back yet. But he was like, wait a few minutes and let me calm down. And I'm ready to go right now.
No, you're a maniac.
I'm not a maniac. I'm fine.
I can't wait here all day, Earl.
You are on fire.
Bomb
you
robot.
are on fire today.
Stink bomb robot chasing radio shark.
You know, this fucking show has become so geek-laden. It's time we got some coolness involved. A big A!
Big A!
Big A! Big A!
Big deal.
Big A?
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Fez.
A big A!
Big A!
Oh, hi, Big A.
Oh, hi, Fez.
What? He only do is say the same thing back to me.
That's good. Face! Face!
God drives me nuts.
What's up, Big A?
I just want to wish Sheepy a happy birthday.
Oh!
Thank you, Big A.
Sheepy, it's the girl who gave you a blowjob.
Now that's cool.
Thanks, Big A.
Big A, what is your birthday advice for Sheepy? He's just 23 years old.
She says, go hang out with a woman first and get drunk.
Big A! God, he's the coolest. Big A's got the best advice for everybody.
All he said was hang out and get drunk.
Yeah, it's the way he said it. The way you say it sounds like shit. All right, Big A, can we do anything else for you?
Oh, nothing else. I'll see you guys next Friday. I might be. I mean, if you allow me, I might come in on next Friday on the show.
All right, buddy. We'll look forward to you.
I just looked. It's already next Friday.
God, watch it, Fez. Big A.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's geeky. All right, Big A. See you next Friday, buddy.
Well, take care, guys.
You're the coolest, Daddy-O.
Thanks, bud.
All right, bye. Man, your best friend is the coolest. You got that Bobo song ready to go, Dave?
Yeah, it's all ready, pumped to go.
All right, so why were you keeping it a surprise from us, and why are you mad right now?
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm a little disappointed and hurt by Bobo and his lack of trust.
All right, well, let's take a listen to it.
When I am Bobo, baby, we will have some fun. You know I'll lick the devil 'cause my hat's shaped like a tongue. When I am Bobo, baby, Bobo, baby, number one. When I am Bobo, baby, I'm gonna make you squeal when you see me driving, mama, in my sexy Pope-mobile. When I am Bobo, baby, Bobo, baby, number one. When I am Bobo, baby, my papacy will last long. I will be a living legend. I will keep my Pope hand strong. When I am Bobo, baby, Bobo, baby, number one. When I am Bobo, baby, being Pope is just a thing. Nothing will change between us. Just kiss my ring. When I am Bobo, baby, Bobo, baby, number one. When I am Bobo, baby, I will fill the void. I will wave my great big Pope stick and canonize Cherry Noid. When I am Bobo, baby, Bobo, baby, number one.
Now you know another reason why I'm not always in a rush to give the hosts the song. Because
well, you know what? Fuck it. Okay.
All right. Well, there you go then. And see, that's why I don't. I'm just trying to give you constructive criticism. And
What's
that's
the problem?
This is what I wanted to avoid.
It's Pope Bobo, baby.
It's Pope Bobo, baby. The first 15 seconds. The last minute 30. It's called repetitive.
Why are you angry, Dave?
I'm not angry, but don't everyone be so sensitive. Certain things are good, certain things are misfires.
Why is that a misfire? Were you going to dress as the Pope? Bobo?
Baby?
Well,
number one.
Yeah, I was going to dress as a baby.
I mean, I love Bobo.
He was going to dress as a baby.
I rub his stomach when he's here. I love the beard and everything, but it's yeah, he looks like Buddha to me. But the song, not necessarily the best. So then, wait a couple days, get back. I'll get back to you. Will we do that kind of thing?
I like this song. What did you think of it, Bo?
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I did it when you were at JFK. I did it the night of Cherry Noid's birthday.
Yeah, we remember that.
People were laughing and, cheering and clapping along.
Why is it a surprise from us if he's already done it on our show?
And you know what? F Me Boob's dog Bowser loves to dance around to that song.
All right, so there you go. Bowser's going to come out.
You can't get animals in the Hard Rock, Ronnie B. You can't get them in. So don't even worry about Bowser. That's another strike against it.
We told Paulo he could come.
Dave likes Paul McCartney, so why should he judge me?
That's true.
Oh, I don't know, because Paul McCartney's in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and was the cornerstone of a band called the Beatles.
Cornerstone?
Cornerstone. He was the magic behind Sgt. Pepper's. He invented that concept.
All right.
I'm sorry to say it, John Lennon fans, you fucking whiners.
You know what? No. Hey, I'm fucking glad John Lennon had nothing to do with guys wearing pajamas and pretending that they're an old marching band from the 20s. That's the most embarrassing rock fucking concept I've ever heard in my life.
What are you talking about? It was whimsical.
Yeah.
Magical. What?
I believe it's fucking whimsical. You idiot.
I thought the song Dave was going to play was going to be the birthday song I sent for Sheepy. I didn't.
Oh, let's hear the Sheepy song.
It was going to totally blow the lid off. I mean, nobody knew what the song was. I could have walked up and done it. It would have been okay.
It would have been great. All right, where's the birthday song for Sheepy?
Send it to me now, because I never got it.
I sent it.
Today?
I sent it to you. I sent it to Ron. I sent it to Earl.
I moved it over to you guys.
Did you send it today?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I didn't get it. Because,
Go get it then.
believe it or not, I do a radio.
Instead of screaming about Paul McCartney, why are you so furious? You redheaded fucking do nothing.
Because the Bobo stuff I can take. Don't fucking kill me about Sir Paul McCartney, the Beatle.
Hey, I'm for his one-legged wife. I hope she gets everything, and I hope he's off in the tubes playing songs for coffers. I hope that's how he ends up.
I hope he doesn't have a leg to stand on.
All right, Bobo, I'm sorry you hear all that shit. I'm going to put you back on hold, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Dave, where are you going and why are you so mad? What are you so furious about?
I'm just, I'm upset at the insignificant folks who whine and cry.
Why are you, who, Paul McCartney? You just announced his whole fucking career.
No, not Paul McCartney. No, you tried to trick me on that one. I'm talking Bobo.
I thought Bobo was our friend. Why?
He is. He's my friend. But right now, our relationship is quite strained, Bobo.
All right, let's hear the birthday song.
Happy birthday to you.
It's the birthday song, actually.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sheepy. Happy birthday to you. Get it on, bang a gong. Get it on.
That's just.
I can't wait for your Christmas hit, Jingle Bells.
Bobo.
Yes.
Great job with that.
Great job.
And I put T-Rex at the end of the song.
How did you not get the T-Rex part?
That was silly, and it ruined the rest of the song, which he actually ripped off from a real song. A song called Happy Birthday. I might as well sing my Irish fucking Happy Birthday song to Sheepy, and then tell everyone it was mine.
What are you mad about? What's wrong with you?
I'm mad that my friends stabbed me in the back.
Who stabbed you?
Bobo. Line 2.
Dave, I didn't stab you in the back. I didn't know it.
Then you stabbed me in the front, Cha-Cha. But I got stabbed somewhere in the body.
Dave, you know I love you. I always write you and tell you how much I love you and how great you are.
In a creepy blue font, italics, weird type of way.
That has to do with the Kabbalah. It's nothing a little Irish boy like you could understand.
Oh, I'm an anti-Semite now? Maybe I am a little bit, but...
Bobo, you worked out everything? You're going to be coming and singing the birthday song at the Hard Rock?
I hope not.
Engineering has to be kept abreast of this.
Can I read you some stuff from ronfez.net real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, here we have, I don't know how to say this name, Spadanko at 1:16 p.m. Bravo, Pope Bobo Baby. Mooch Cassidy, I love this freaking song so much. Don Stugatz, me too.
They're teasing a retard. That's all they're doing.
Hold on, the reviews are coming in. Go ahead, read me more.
I really wanted to be at Sardi's for this.
Says Paul, love it, Bobo. Then it degenerates into Don Stugatz talking about his new radio show.
Stugatz and friends.
Here we go. Mooch Cassidy. That was strangely amusing. Bobo wins again. Mad Max. Why is Dave attacking Bobo? What the fuck? I love you, Bobo. And then a guy or a girl named Hexy68 wrote, Bobo ripped me off. Hoo. So I guess I ripped somebody off again.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? Can we just leave it to Dave right now? Dave, you swing the axe. I'm on, I'm off. It's your call right now.
You're not on with either of those two songs. I fucking will decapitate you with those two songs.
What about Popo Baby?
Wrong. Popo Baby is not getting in there. None of the song. Give me another song.
Did you hear the reviews? They came in.
They got drugged or they're obviously listening intoxicated.
It's another win.
Mooch lives in Belfast. It's like fucking 9 o'clock at night over there. He's half in the can anyway.
Oh.
Did you know that Mooch is going to be at the bash?
What's that?
Mooch Cassidy is going to be at the bash.
Yes, I do. I speak to him. He's one of my buddies.
Yeah.
My buddy, too.
But instead of saying half in the bag over there, they say half in the can?
Oh, maybe that's something I misinterpreted.
Ew.
Yeah. All right, Bobo.
I only spent a week over there, so
we'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
What do you mean, guess so? Now your feelings are hurt?
Yeah.
Just send me another song. Come on, stop it. Stop this.
Send Popozal by Kevin Federline.
I think it was a playoff for that, wasn't it, Bobo?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
All right. We're going to break here, all right? I vote for Popo Baby. I heard the reviews. They came in gangbusters.
It's a postmodern song. It's something cool and different.
Well, we're not after modern. We're just, we are where we are. We can't get any more modern than this.
The axe falls at midnight.
It's constructed. It doesn't have hooks.
And it's midnight for you, Bobo.
All right.
It's
Nutty.
curtains for you.
All right, Nutty. I'm going to take a break here.
1:30 in the east.
Love you guys, except for Dave.
All right. Earl Douglas, you're going to head on over now and shit the bed at Free FM.
Like hell I am.
You're going to go over there, hat in hand, and beg. You've calmed down, right? Go
I
over
calmed
there.
down a little. I actually got an email, like, literally a couple minutes ago. It's like, we hope you're not coming over, are you? I'm like, absolutely I'm coming over, and I'm going to straighten this whole thing out.
You're going to straighten it out how? By fucking up?
No, not at all.
Hey, great idea sending an angry email back at the people that want you out of the building.
Right. You're as good as done over there.
Hardly. I mean, I'm just going to straighten this all out. I mean, again, all these... the stuff that Al brought up, I'm like, we had these conversations a million
Make sure you
times.
tell him about the other list then, tough guy. Bring up the other list.
You're basically going over there asking for government cheese. Just see what you can get.
Here's what you need to do. Ask Mikey Boy to help you. Ask Wiki to help you. And you stop trying to help yourself.
Why can't I help myself?
That's what none of us can figure out. You can help yourself. It's best to have people do this for you.
No, again, once there was a problem, I corrected the problem, and then we straightened it out. And then everyone's still complaining.
Yes, they are. Everyone's complaining, and now the complaints are getting to me and Fezzi. So why don't you get up, go over there, and fuck everything up some more?
I mean, I'll go over there. I mean, everyone thinks I'm crazy and mad. I am angry. But... what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Nah, I'm just sick and tired of it now. I mean, fucking Al has to fucking... Everyone wants to step in and crush her on Earl.
Well, wait a minute. They're already pissed at you for fucking up the O&A show.
Fine.
By having your dick in a cup and getting spanked.
You can't
do fucking embarrass Free FM.
That's who Eastside Dave is. That's Free FM.
That's terrestrial radio.
I don't care. Eastside Dave and Earl, we come in with shotguns, baby. That's what we do. You can't take us? Then don't bring us on. But you hired us. Live with it, suckers. Is
that how you feel, Earl?
And I swear to God, Earl's gonna come over there and he's gonna fuck some shit up.
Earl.
Too late.
This is why everybody thinks you're crazy, Earl.
Fuck you up, too. I don't care.
Earl, look at your number 2 guy.
I agree with him 100%.
Oh, my God. I swear to God, if Pepper wasn't the only person here, I'd be with Earl, too. I want to kick some ass, baby. Chew some bubble gum.
What's that mean?
I saw the movie once.
No, the other way around, though. All right, Earl, maybe you shouldn't go over.
No, I'm fine. I'm ready to go. The longer I sit here and wait, the longer I just want to... I just want to go.
They're out to fire you and then fire Dave.
Hunt him down.
It was today was an attack on Dave first, and now an attack on you. You guys have embarrassed terrestrial radio.
I don't think embarrassed, but
and you're going to act tough over here, and then you're going to go over there and kiss ass.
No, he's not. He's going over there with fists flying and fucking shoes clicking, baby. That's what he's going to do.
Don't click your shoes over there.
What are you clicking your shoes? You trying to get back to Kansas?
No, cowboys do it, Ronnie. You ever see cowboy movies? They don't come in.
Yeah, Midnight Rider.
Fuck that guy. I got a few words about that asshole, but I'm not going to take it here.
All right.
I'm sick of Earl. When it comes to this,
I hear you, I never see you guys mad at XM, but you're fucking furious with Free FM.
Because on this, we are unified.
Yeah.
At XM, sure, we are a bunch of backstabbing, backpedaling fucking heels. But on this, we are together.
Yeah.
And I can fucking finally see it with some clarity in my head. I hope you do, my fucking big black brother.
This is clarity?
White people are so scared.
Earl, you sure you want to go over there in this state?
Absolutely, I want to go over in that state.
Get him.
Going there like a bunch of just crazed unchained dog.
Crazy, you're so bad at it. Compared to him, he really knows how to let loose. But you're like, damn right, I'm going to skull fuck a gentleman if I have to.
Skull fuck him. I don't care.
All right, head on over there, Earl.
All
Don't
right.
tell them about your secret list. They'll fucking freak and fire you on the spot.
Damn, Biggie.
Go ahead, Biggie.
It'll all be taken care.
Go ahead, Biggie. We'll talk to you after the show today. You're being docked for an hour.
What?
It has to be done.
I don't know about that.
Go ahead, Biggie.
Just
Off
go.
you go. Go ahead. Take that long, long road. You sure you don't want to take Dave with you so you can get fired immediately?
Please take me with you.
Your lawyer?
Please take me with you. Please take me with you and let me show them how we fucking do it. If I sound like a little bit of Roddy Piper right now, it's only because I got some Scotch blood in me. It's only because I am pissed off.
All right, I got to say this. I like the strut in Dave's walk today. I believe in him right now.
Oddly enough, he believes in himself.
Earl?
Yeah.
Why are you still here? Earl, take off your fucking headphones.
He keeps putting them back on like he's.
And how long does before his shoulders get loose and then finally he just drags ass into Free FM when he's there? I'd love to mic that fucking guy. I don't know nothing about no party.
That's exactly how it's going to go down. He's got to walk across the street.
Oh, please, sir, don't be yelling at me. Earl, go in there, find the Dave in you.
He's looking for a headphone cord long enough to reach.
Finally, I see my team together as a team. David, you're on Fez.
Hey, have Earl take a cell phone so you can, so we can hear what goes on and hear him kissing ass over there.
He will be fucking kissing ass, I guarantee it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Look at him now. You can see him, the sloped shoulders, the closer he's getting to the door.
Yeah, I guarantee you walks out, you're 6 feet tall, 6 inches shorter by the time he gets to Free FM.
He won't even have to open the door over there because he'll be a puddle just going underneath.
Not my poppy.
I like the fact that you stuck up for Earl today.
That's because I'm sick of it when it comes to serious situations like this. I'm sick and tired of the small talk and the bullshit don't walk here, Free FM. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Nah, I didn't understand a word of that one.
Well, you should have.
When you were you upset that when you found out that you embarrassed the O&A show?
Yeah, I was. All Mr. Hughes, Mr. Superstar, and Mr. Kumia, the superstars, all they want to do is play some, dare I say, gold star audio. Let the fucking superstars do what they have to make a fucking living.
Hey.
Stop handcuffing them. You know, they're fucking wait a second, Ronnie. They're fucking Opie Hughes and Anthony Kumia. They're the best at what they do, and they've been doing it for fucking 10 years.
All right, Nature Boy, sit down. Hey, maybe, you know what, if you would have kept your pants on, I don't think we would have had a problem. I think it was the nudity and blood. Ass blood.
Well, that's the way it had to be. That's the way the real men had to rise up that day.
You bled from your asshole.
Sure.
You let everybody down.
And I'd do it again.
You put a bagel in your ass.
And then ate it.
I was hungry.
It's just a mess here today.
Any word back from Earl yet?
Oh, not yet.
What'd I do wrong? If I made a mistake, I'm going to apologize.
I don't see why everyone's laughing. And I didn't hear it yet. No. I'll check on though.
You haven't heard anything yet, huh?
No.
You haven't heard any loud pops coming from down the street?
I guarantee you at one point he says, I'm going to get on it and make it better, and I take full responsibility.
What he's trying to do right now is have the world's shortest meeting. You know, I will fix this, and please let me go home now.
I guarantee you right now he's eating a cheeseburger across the street.
Earl never showed.
He's debating that.
It is the Ron and Fez show. Hanging out, hoping to hear from her. You're on the phone with him right now, Dave?
Yeah, he just picked up.
And what's he saying?
He's not saying much anything right now. Let me just talk to him real quick.
All right. Let's listen in.
What's happening with the meeting right now?
First, I had to talk with Richie about Tanner's last bet.
Okay, and what else? What happened though?
Shit, I I'm here with Val now.
Let him know that, Dave, let him know that you're ready to go over and turn that place into fucking Waco in 30 minutes.
Listen, you tell Al, you tell Richie, I'm ready to turn that place into fucking Waco, Texas, 1993. And fucking Reno ain't here to fucking burn my ass like a crisp. You let them know that. Do you hear me?
I agree with you 100%.
All right. We'll see you back here
Let him
soon.
go. There he goes.
Sounds like it's going well.
What, do you give me the break? We're running a little late?
Yeah.
All right, we got a break here.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM202.
We're back. Stutter Step McDonald and Bobby Tamburo.
We're back and we're better than ever, baby. Stutter Step McDonald. The fuck are you talking about? What's that?
I mean, we started real quick and then had to stop and then start again.
We started because my son, who's not feeling well, gave me a call. And I said, I'm doing something very important, Tales from the Satellite, but I will be returning your phone call shortly after we wrap up this episode. That ain't no Sutter Step. That's called Ichiban of Dads right there.
Ichiban.
I'm attentive. I pick up my phone no matter what's going on at all times.
I've seen it.
I know. And I keep telling you, can you not call me after 8 p.m.? After 8 p.m., I want to get to my most paranoid, insane, antisocial mind frame. And every time I'm right there, and yet last night, I'm fucking trying to watch a goddamn documentary on former CIA pilot John Lear, who's exposing the fact that the U.S. indeed has been in contact with extraterrestrials since the 1940s. I'm trying to watch this John Lear documentary, and then I get Robert. Are we doing the Tales from the Satellite tomorrow, David? And I says, Robert, of course we are. But I'm also trying to get fucking whacked and crazy, insane and paranoid. So these phone calls don't help. In fact, they're actually making me frightened. Because I don't know if the CIA's tapped this fucking phone, Robert.
They absolutely have.
So then why you call after 8 p.m. when you know I'm at my most paranoid?
Because earlier he said, call me after 8 p.m. and we'll talk about life and shit.
I fucking remember that.
Ooh, you're having bad memories.
All right, let's go.
We are going. So we learned that in addition to not handling the tickets, Earl's also not booking people.
Right. Well, I mean, that's something that I could help out with because I, again, am social and had a lot of people to talk to. So I was more than happy to say, hey, could you do this? Could you do this? What about this, and this? The first one was Anthony. Got him. He got Dawn. You know, then there's the Brother Joe thing. Then there's the Patrick and the crankcase. I believe I reached out to Sleeves.
And as we learn on this episode, you reached out to Bobo. Not our Bobo.
Not our
Daniel
Bobo,
Curley.
the mandolin playing Bobo, who first surfaced, I believe, during the JFK era in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, I reached out to that guy, bit of a character.
And you did say that you asked him to send like a clip of what he was going to play. He said he has this hit song on MySpace, which in 2007. Hey, Dave, did you hear I went viral on AOL chat?
I mean, yeah, but it is 2007.
Hey, Dave, good news. The Davey Max Sports program is popping off on the Telegraph.
All right. I understand, but it's 2007. I don't know. MySpace was kind of probably still a little active.
Yeah, no, but I think it was initially he blew up when they were on JFK. Like this song was big then. And
okay, yeah.
Still do it is the point I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know a lot about the guy, but he seemed fun.
Seems like always seems to be nice and on, trying to help whoever. But he calls in almost to throw you under the bus. It feels like to try to make it like a pile on of all the producers, not just Earl. And he met a feisty McDonald. You
What did
came
he
in as
say?
swinging. He was like, well, I don't even know if I'm getting on your produce. One of your producers made me give him an MP3 and all the lyrics to my song and said, we'll see about it. And
Yeah,
right at that,
because we had because this guy's fucking. He did. Listen, he's one sandwich short of a picnic. You understand? Okay, not everything, not all the nuts and bolts fit perfectly in the fucking noggin of Bobo's. So we're on again. Reminder: this is a free FM 92.3 K-Rock terrestrial radio event. So yes, we couldn't have cursing, foul language, any of that bullshit. So correct. This is called being a good producer. I decided I want to see the song. I want to know what the guy is singing about. I want to know the lyrics. We knew Anthony and Dawn were going to do, either Anthony was going to do his Neil Diamond, Dawn's going to do the song parody. Those things have been approved. Those things have been played on the radio. So I don't know what this Bobo is going to do. He might go into business for himself. He might just start screaming, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck. Like, I don't know. And then I'm the fucking asshole. So yes, send me your MP3 and let me check it out. Yeah, I have zero regrets about doing that. In fact, quite frankly, I'm proud of myself. That's called quality control, ladies and gentlemen. That's what producers do.
and when you got the audio, you didn't think it was the best.
I thought the song was bad. And you just heard the fucking show. You just heard the big ass bash last time we did one of these things. And the one song that probably got over the least was Bobo's song, with all due respect.
And with that knowledge, when you see him call in, you start to burn his song to a CD so you can play it for Ron and Fez so they can see how bad it is. And I just want to highlight
on my part
how good of a producer you are, because while you're doing that, you get Don Wicklin on the phone to talk to Earl to try to solve the situation at the same time. Earl is refusing to take the phone from you. So you are on one hand fighting with him to make him take the phone and burning the CD with the other hand.
Yes.
While running the board for Earl because he needs to take off the second day in a row to handle something that should be done off.
Type of fucking be it backstage fucking circus that Earl was creating because he just didn't want to let the ticket distribution be taken away from him. Why did he want to be Ticketmaster? What is the fun appeal? Like, as a creative person, I couldn't possibly be interested in anything less than fucking creating a list of 1,200 people and sending them out pieces of paper. I don't know why he didn't want to. He fucking didn't give it to Don Wicklin, to Al Dukes, to K-Rock, to anyone.
And on air, Wicklin gives him a hard time, but it sounds like off air he's kind of taking care of him. But if you just think about, even if the radio stations weren't going to get involved, it was just had to be handled by the Ron and Fez crew. As you're dividing up duties, the list of who gets to go is something that's handled by the interns and then maybe checked to make sure all the big names get in by a producer. Like, this is just the busiest of busy work.
They want the producer to at least invite the friends of the show, right?
Yeah.
They want all the friends. We're talking, all your Mikey boys and your Soleras and your Irish Alkies and so on and so forth. You want all of them to be there. But again, that's something that we could just all come up with. Like, we're just sitting after a show one day, just naming as many people as we can. And then after that, it should just be an email process. I don't know why this was so hard. Come on, man. It's just tickets. You create. We probably have 100 friends of the show or something like that. You put them down on a list. That's it. Now we got 1,100. If it's 1,200 people, we got 1,100 less. First come, first serves via emails.
Yeah.
Done.
That's simple. It's that simple.
You create.
We wouldn't have had an episode if
you could create an email for that fucking event. bigassbash@gmail.com.
Especially in that day and age, right?
Jeez.
So Earl's talking to Wicklin. One of my favorite parts of the episode is you're doing court reporter style reporting of Earl's side of the conversation to Wicklin, which is things like, well, I don't think it's a fireable offense. I don't know why they're being so mean, Mr. Wicklund.
Yeah, I mean, well, someone had to report to Ron and Fez the details of the case, and I felt like that was my job.
Absolutely. Earl kind of gives the backstory, which is Wickland's going to come in and save the day. And then Bobo gets on air, and he kind of goes after you for not just saying, yes, Bo, whatever you want, you person who I've never met in person and want to just play something broadcasted on terrestrial radio where we could all get fined for whatever you do and say, yeah, come on. So he starts to attack you, and we see you come in vicious. You're like, God fucking forbid something be a surprise, Bobo. Because apparently you didn't. You thought the only way he had a prayer of getting over was if the audience didn't know he was coming and it was a surprise gimmick.
Yeah, because the song wasn't very good. And I'm not trying to fucking pile on this guy, but there was a delusion about whether the song wasn't very good, nor was it funny. You got to do one or of the other. Like it's got to be got some great lines to it, or it's just a good song. Like Sleeves, for instance, just writes amazing music. And the fact that it's centered around the Ron Fez universe is insane. But like, it's got to be one or the other. Okay, the musicality isn't so great. Fine, kind of basic. Do you have killer lines in your song? He had nothing. The song wasn't good. You heard it last week. It didn't get over. And this was one that I absolutely predicted and was warning the guy himself. Like, okay, you're going to play your song. And he played a song at my wedding, and that didn't go over. People were like, what is this fucking person? I'm not trying to be a dick. It's possible. Shows go into different eras.
Yeah.
If I called the Bennington show right now, I'm not going to be expecting every single human being to know who Eastside Dave was. I would take the time maybe to, reintroduce myself or this or that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my name is Hove.
No, but I mean, I'm not going to be narcissistic to the point where I feel like everyone's followed every second of my life and career.
I mean,
there are plenty of people, and I'm aware of this, that, they stayed with, the satellite radio. So they don't know the last 15 years, all the fucking great shit that I do. And I'm not even whining or crying about it. I'm not narcissistic. I understand that happens. But it doesn't mean that is reality. In other words, just because you're not aware of my reality doesn't mean that I, in the last 15 years, haven't fucking accomplished a shitload. I have. I've won awards with Davey Max Sports Program, done amazing stuff, Eastside Dave Show, radio, blah, 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 blah. The point being, even doing all that stuff that I've done, 15 years since 2010 of some really, really, really great fucking shit, insanely good content. If I did a show, if I called Bennington tomorrow or something, I would have, or they could reintroduce me, or I wouldn't take for granted that everyone knows who I am. I hate to say this. Bobo thought, because I guess he was over with the WJFK audience in Washington, D.C., that everyone up in New York was going to know who he was. And though this is satellite radio, it was a lot of the New York people when Ron and Fez were on WNEW in New York. So once they came back to Sirius XM, they were based out of New York again. They got all the New York people back. The New York people didn't know who the fuck Bobo was. I'm trying to tiptoe around it. The New York people had no idea who the fuck this guy was or what his goddamn music was about. And as a result, both in the big ass bash and the fucking wedding, his performances went over like a lead balloon. I'm sorry.
And let's not forget, this is brought to you by Free FM, which is the New York station, right?
Right.
That's who they're pushing it to. Like the audience
they're pushing it to the New York audience for sure.
Yeah. So you kind of get into it with him, and rightfully so. You play the song. It doesn't go over well on air.
What did you think of the song?
What did I think of the song? The first verse is funny. And then it gets, like you said, repetitive. It's the same thing over and over again. It's
the other thing about the song parody, folks, is they got to understand this. Unless you're a Sleeves, and by the way, Sleeves actually usually went by this rule. But unless you're a Sleeves who is literally creating all original new music, he's not actually doing I'm gonna do a Bye Bye Miss American Pie and turn that into a radio feud about how Dave hates Earl, right? so many times. The song parody people, they go on forever. There should be a song parody rule. 2 minutes or less.
Oh, boy.
Once your fucking song parody gets into 3.5 minutes, that's the length of a real song. And it never adds to the humor.
This might be a problem, Dave, because I've been writing a song parody about Robert Kelly called Hey Dude.
Oh, no.
And it's the full length of Hey Jude.
See, that's the problem. By minute 3, people want to kill themselves. All of the fun and like giddiness of your song parody that does exist in the first minute, when it gets to that second minute, you're playing with fire. But if it's fresh, if it's tight, if you keep some good lines going, you can get away for it for, 30 seconds to another minute. So again, in my opinion, the best song parody time, 60 seconds to 90 seconds. What I'm saying is if you feel like you have an opus, you're allowed 2 full minutes, but nothing after that. And I saw Bobo and all kinds of people like that do these song parodies, and the song is 4 fucking minutes long. At some point, people are smashing their heads into their dashboards if they're listening to the radio and driving, or they're driving off the fucking bridge, or if they're listening to a radio and they're putting their head into a microwave and nuking their brains like it's fucking 3-day-old pizza because it's just too long.
Well, I guess nobody's going to hear my tribute to Roy leaving the show called Roy Bird, but we'll get there eventually.
Like Freebird?
Thanks for clearing that up.
That was horrible. If the Bob Kelly Hey Dude was you're perfect.
It was my magnum opus. It's everything you were just talking about.
You pulled a Bobo on yourself. You just had it. You had it. Dude rhymed with Jude. Roy doesn't rhyme with free. And for a second, I thought because you had just done the Hey Jude reference, when you said bird, I thought you were doing the Beatles still, Blackbird. But then I realized you're like, oh, it's got to be a long song. Freebird's a lot longer than Blackbird. But because this moron didn't fucking rhyme Roy with any of those words, I guess it's open to interpretation, ain't it?
That's the beauty of me. You take the joke how you want to.
Back to Earl. His fucking ass.
Thank God we have somebody else to put in the crosshairs. But so you kind of get into it. While that's happening, Earl's going over to Free FM to meet with them. And he calls in. And Dave, I don't know if it was because you were fired up with Bobo, or if it was just like you knew Earl needed a shot of confidence, or perhaps you were in the XM building and a little bit of the rider had rubbed off on you. But when Earl calls in, everybody's like, Earl, now just be peaceful and be cool, except for you. You go, no, Earl, fuck them. You show them what's up. Like, you are hyping Earl up. Like,
I'm just a fucking crazy ass fucking son of a bitch. That's all. There's no strategy behind that.
It was so funny because everybody's like, Earl, now just make sure you don't do anything to them all. You're like, no, fuck them, Earl. You show them who the fuck we are.
That's what you get when you bring the Dave man onto the team. Wild card. Sometimes even the whole gang is going one way. Like, no, don't even listen to Ronnie B and Fezzy W. I know that they're geniuses. But today, Earl, you listen to yourself and say, fuck those people, dog.
I think at one point you say something about wishing Pitsy could run the board so you could go with him to help fuck up the Free FM studio. I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden, Eastside Dave is full team Earl Douglas.
I'll turn on someone real quick before they even knew what happened. I guess I had to turn on Pitsy just to make him sure. Hey, Pitsy, we're friends and fellow Giants fans, but you never know. Once the radio show starts, Davey Mack might take a fucking steel chair to your back. You just don't know who to trust.
Yeah, I know who to trust, and it is you, Dave, because if I want the best content on the internet, I know where to look. It's Eastside Dave Country.
Wait,
on
are
YouTube.
We done?
Yeah.
No, I told you. There at youtube.com/Eastside Dave TV. There is no EastsideDaveCountry.com. I put everything on my website on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, YouTube's going to be around forever, and then I don't have to pay. So every podcast and every video I've ever done is on YouTube. And right there.
Wait, you're saying all I have to do to see every podcast, every video you've ever made is go where?
YouTube.com/EastsideDaveTV, because you get weekly episodes, fresh weekly episodes of the Davey Mac Sports program, including this past weekend where we had Chris Pepper Stanley on the show. It was a blast, fun, little controversy. That was great. Andor, a Star Wars story, is back. So when a Star Wars show or movie is back, so is Yaddle Chattel. It's now a post-show show, but Yaddle Chattel is back. Go catch the Yaddle Chattel. I did the episode of the first 3 Andor episodes because they're dropping 3 episodes at a time.
That's usually a sign something.
It's actually great.
Yeah.
It's been one of the best fan things that the Disney Star Wars people have done for the fans, because they've fucked over the fans a lot the past 10 years, killing Skywalker, killing Solo, killing Leia, killing everybody. Hey, all the people that you liked, we're going to have them fucking be depressing old people who will die by themselves alone in a miserable, depressing fashion. And in Leia's case, we're going to put a tarp over her like she's a lawnmower in wintertime. It's fucking just so go check out Yaddle Chattel, Eastside Davidson Wrestling Show. That's a show that I do with Stanley before any major WWE pay-per-view. Also talk about IWF. Of course, older episodes, archived episodes of the Davey Mac Tales from Satellite are there, because we want this show, we want the word to be spread. So we do put this show out there. But again, the reason why you subscribe to patreon.com/EastsideDave, you get it long before anyone else. In fact, you're going to be at least 3 episodes ahead of the YouTube fucking people. So there it is, youtube.com/EastsideDaveTV. It's all happening. Go check it out.
And if you want to see me do some live stand-up, May 14th, I'll be in Naples, Florida. May 15th through the 18th, I'll be at Comedy Key West in Key West, Florida. And follow me at Bobby Tamburo for all things Bobby Tamburo related.
I will.
I'll
be doing that.
It's always a pleasure to do these with you, buddy. Great episode tonight.
Fantastic episode. Love all the patrons. Thank you all for supporting. And because this show is for you, pretty much we started the Patreon just for this show.
Yeah.
Just said, you know what? We're going to, put this show out there for the Patreon. And, I was going to upload a couple videos today, so I'm going to do that as well for the Patreon, folks.
Before we go, you want to see my new celebration?
Yeah. What's that, a gun?
Yeah, because now that the NBA can't do it, I'm hoping the NRA gives me a deal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you like my Ja Morant shirt?
Fuck, the Ja Morant, he's literally shot his career away. He's not the same player he was before all the gun fucking Instagram shit.
No, I just wish the NRA had come out and defended it. But on that note, Dave, this has been a great episode of the Tales from the Satellite. Thank you for tuning in, radio fans. Good night.
See ya!